Right, we're going live momentarily here. Just getting the live streams going. Bear with me one moment. All right. And we are live at 5:45. Well, 5:46 technically. Took a little while to get all the streams going. Welcome to live stream, everybody. We're going to get started in a couple minutes here. In the meantime, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. We're streaming live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Around today to spread some awareness. Warn everybody about some scams to watch out for, protect themselves, protect their loved ones. Very important to be aware of these days. So we're going to get started in about 3 minutes here. About 3 minutes. Just give everybody a chance to join. Hit that like button. Give me some reactions over in the YouTube chats. Let me know you're watching. Say hi. Comment over on Instagram and Facebook. Want to hear from you. Mostly monitoring the YouTube chat this evening, but I'll be checking back and forth between Facebook and Instagram. So we'll see how that goes. Warning, Facebook usually crashes every week when we do this, so we'll see if it holds up this week or not. But if Facebook crashes, hop on over to YouTube. YouTube seems to hold out pretty well. And that's where everybody likes to hang out anyway over here on YouTube. So, and speaking of YouTube, anybody in the chat, say hello, give me some reactions, let me know you're watching. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes here. 2 minutes. Lots of important stuff coming up. Lots of useful info. Essential if you're trying to protect yourself from scammers. And don't think you're too smart to get scammed. Everybody thinks they are until they do. Get started in a moment here. Let me know you're watching. Say hi. Get started in less than 2 minutes here. Probably closer to 1 now. All right, we get started 1 minute here. 1 more minute left, folks. Say hi. Let me know you're watching. Give me some reactions. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your stories. We get started in about a minute here. Less than a minute. Lots of good info coming up for you. Lots of good info. We'll be talking about it momentarily. And we're going to be streaming for a while this evening. So plenty of time to share this live stream, invite some more people, invite some more friends here. Anybody you care about. You want them to be able to defend themselves. Invite them to this live stream. Let's get some more people in here. We'll be on for the next 3 hours or so. So plenty of time to come on over and learn some things. Get started in a few seconds here. Momentarily. Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat, in the comments. We're streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. All right. 5:50. Let's do it. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. If it's your first time joining us, I'm Jared with Scamaware 101. And our mission here over at Scamaware 101 is to spread awareness about common scams that target individuals just like you, me, your friends, your family. You know the kind of scams I'm talking about. The ones where you get a text message or an email claiming there's a change to your account with a link, or maybe it's a text message that says you have an unpaid road toll due, or a package from FedEx that couldn't be delivered. They're all scams. And we're here to help spread awareness about those scams. And one of the ways we do that, besides creating videos, sharing them on YouTube, by the way, make sure to like, follow, subscribe. But besides sharing videos on YouTube, we also do this live stream every week. Every Thursday, 5:45 p.m., we hop on over to YouTube. We get this live stream going. We're streaming live on Instagram and Facebook too. And we spend the next 3 hours or so showing you real examples of scams that are circulating right now that are targeting you. We'll show you email examples, text message examples. We'll show you some snail mail examples because scammers are still using the traditional postal service to send out scams. And of course, we're going to play some recordings of some phone call scams as well. Because look, we're being targeted from all directions by these scammers. So lots in store for you this evening. I see Dave over in the chat. Excellent to see you, Dave. Always a pleasure to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to dive into it momentarily here. And again, for those that are just joining for the first time, you can join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Visit our website, hit join mailing list. It's free to join. It's the best way to stay up to date with what's going on over here as far as getting reminders about when we're going live. And we'll send you out updates when we're posting new scam awareness content. And we'll send you some scam awareness tips and warnings as they start to happen. So check out the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. And while you're there, follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. We have links to our YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X. We're most active on Facebook and YouTube, though, so definitely follow us on there if you have some accounts. And we have Super Thanks enabled over on YouTube. We have memberships and Super Thanks if you want to help out by throwing us a couple bucks. You sign up for one of the YouTube memberships or the Super Chat and the Super Thanks over there on YouTube. And you can donate directly by going to scamaware101.com/donate. We have a link over here on our website at the bottom here where it says donate. And we also have some merch available too. You get that by clicking the merch shop link on our website, or it's on our YouTube channel as well. So you can scoop up some merch for yourself or for that friend or family member that keeps on getting scammed. So we have some mugs here, some water bottles. We have some stickers and mouse pads as well. So they make great gifts. And keep them on your desk to remind you, stay scam aware. And plus, it supports a good cause. Help support the mission over here by buying some merch. And with that said, it's 5:53. Yeah, with that said, we're going to start diving into some scam examples here. But again, let me know in the chat if you're watching. I want to hear from you. I'm not really monitoring the viewer count, so really the only way I know if anybody's on here is if you're chatting or you say hello and give me some reactions and let me know you're watching. So let me know you're watching. So what we do on this live stream each week is we go over 20 different types of scams that are targeting you. Yes, 20 different types of scams. And they're all active. Most examples are recent, close to within a year old. A couple of them are a little older than a year, but they're still active and circulating currently. All right, and these are all scams that target individuals, right? Not necessarily businesses. Some target businesses, but they also target individuals. All right, so individuals need to be aware of all these scams that we're going to talk about. And then we're going to go over some red flags too. And the red flags are critical. They're going to help you identify a scam. All right, so these red flags, really they're your last chance in a lot of situations to identify a scam and stop it before it happens. And then, of course, we're going to show you the real examples of these scams. Phone calls, text messages, snail mails. We're even going to play some recordings. So make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the videos on our YouTube channel. Make sure to get them a like. A lot of scams we're going to talk about this evening, we have videos about those as well, too. So go ahead and share them with a loved one after the live stream. Now, with that said, let's talk about our first scam this evening. You can see the agenda up on the screen here of the scams we're going to talk about. But real quick, before we start, the agenda isn't in stone, right? When we do these live streams, we roll with it, right? If you want to talk about a certain scam and ask questions, ask in the chat, and we can talk about that scam, and I'll try to answer your questions. The agenda is just here for us to go through and talk about, but we have some fun on this live stream. It's flexible, and let me know what you want to talk about, and I want to hear what scams you're being targeted by too. So, and great, it looks like we've got some people talking already. So let's see. We got, does that say Lisa? Right? I'm just a student learning IT, and I was drawn in by the subject. Well, we're going to go over some scams that are actually important to know about in IT. And my background's actually in IT, cybersecurity, IT. I have a background in that for 25 years. So I've been securing networks and businesses. And a lot of that securing networks and businesses has to do with training the employees to watch out for these scams, just like the email scams to get targeted with, right? And the fake virus alert scams, things like that. Or to be aware of the scams so they can support their customers. And we're going to show you some of those this evening too. So stick around. We got some good stuff coming up. And we see, what is that? Fanisi says, I look like a scam. Thank you, my friend. Let me know what a scam looks like. Well, I hope you stay tuned, and let me know if you still think it's a scam after we get through the next 3 hours of free examples and content that is just spreading awareness about these scams. Now, I got a little sidetracked there, but we're going to jump in. First scam that we're talking about this evening, road toll scams. Now, let me know in the chat if you've gotten any of these text messages and you know what I'm talking about here. It's when scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, and Fast Track. They claim an unpaid road toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information entered by the victim. There never was an unpaid toll due, right? So let's take a look at some examples of this. This scam was crazy last year, the amount of text messages that were going out with these unpaid road toll scams. They tend to pick up during the holidays, right, because of holiday travel, but they still circulate all year round. And the first example I'm going to show you here, get the zoom, if I get the zoom working right, there we go. The toll roads notice of toll evasion. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay with 12 hours or late fees will be increased and reported to DMV. Right, and it's got that fake link, and the fake link even says SunPass in it to try and make it seem more realistic. If you zoom in a little bit, you can see this actually came from a phone number outside of the U.S. It came from the country code 63, which is actually the Philippines. Right, which that's always a red flag when these text messages that they come from outside of the U.S. And there's many different variations of this unpaid road toll text message. Here's another one. Final reminder, toll payment deadline approaching. Your outstanding toll fee is due by March 28th. Failure to pay may result in suspension of vehicle registration, financial penalties, and damage to your credit score. All right, so, and you'll notice a pattern here. Scammers like to use fear and threats to try and get the victim to react quickly, right? To react without thinking. Oh no, I don't want my registration to get expired. I better click this link, right? But it's a scam. Don't fall for it. So, many examples of this scam. I could actually spend like next 10 minutes showing you examples of this scam, but I'm not, because we have lots of other scams to get to this evening. And in fact, one of the other scams that we're going to get to is very similar to this. And I believe it was actually evolved from this road toll scam, but it's a fake traffic ticket scam. Right? And the way the fake traffic ticket scam works is you get a text message and it impersonates an authority, right? Like DMV or motor vehicles. And it claims you have an unpaid traffic ticket. Right, and here on my screen, you can see example. This example also came from Philippines, 63 country code. Right, and this one impersonates the Illinois Department of Motor Vehicles. It says, final notice, enforcement penalties begin on July 25th. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Illinois Code 15C1603. If you do not complete payment by July 24th, we will take the following actions, right? And then they go into their list of scary things that are going to happen. Report to the DMV violation database, suspend your vehicle registration, suspend your driving privileges, transfer your toll booth and charge a 35% service fee. You may be prosecuted and your credit score will be affected. Right? And then you got the link to pay the fake website that's going to steal your payment details. Don't fall for it. You get one of these texts. And what's funny is the second example here is actually identical, right? So this one says Illinois. And then this one says Nebraska. But the text is identical. Even the fake code that they make up as example, all the threats are real, right? Or the same. Not real. Are the same, right? So this is the same scam. It just circulates to each state, and they swap out the state's name. There's a couple different versions. Here's one that impersonates New Jersey. Final notice, unpaid traffic violation, payment required by January 19th. This is brand new. This one was from this month, 10 days ago. All right, so like I was saying, a lot of these scam examples I'm showing you are brand new. Let me know in the chat if you've gotten any scam text messages like these. They're still circulating. You know, like I said, the example that's up here came this month, January 18th. It's dated. This came from a what was it, 5.5 country code? I wonder what that is. We'll have to look that up later. Or if anybody wants to look it up that knows how. I think Dave, you usually know how, right? Want to look up what the 558 or 5.5? I'm not sure. But anyway, that's an outstanding traffic ticket scam. Very similar to the fake road toll scam. And I think they're actually one and the same. I think they kind of evolved and that it's actually the same group doing them. So be aware. These unpaid road toll scams, outstanding traffic ticket scams. You know, the examples I'm showing you so far are text messages. But if there's a text message version of a scam, there's probably an email version too. So don't think that one communication method is safer than another. You know, scammers use them all. All right, so be aware of that. How are you all doing this evening? Let me know you're watching. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We do this live stream every week to spread awareness of common scams so you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Want to get the word out there. All these scams are going to go over target individuals. All right, so businesses could benefit too from knowing this, but specifically individuals. We're going over scams that target them. So invite some more people in here, get some friends coming, hit that like button, like, follow, subscribe, and let's get some more folks in here and spread awareness, right? We want to do something good and get the word out about these scams. And you know, a lot of these scams, the whole problem, the big problem with these scams is these scammers want to take people's life savings. They want to take their entire bank accounts, their investment accounts. They want to take everything the victim has, right? We're not talking about scams where you just lose $100 here or there. These scammers, they want to clear out your bank account. And unfortunately, once they get the funds, a lot of times you can't recover them. Most of the times, the funds are never recovered. All right? So people's lives are literally getting ruined by these scams. Awareness is key, right? Because learning about it after the fact, after you lost the money, is too late because you're probably not going to get the money back, right? And it could be your life savings. No. All right. I knew I could count on you, Dave. Dave checked out that 5.5 country code, and it said it's Brazil. There we go. So it looks like as of this month, at least, I don't know before, but we got some examples of them coming out of Brazil now. They're using Brazil calling codes. Excellent. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. So these undeliverable package scams, let's talk about them. And again, let me know in the chat if you've been targeted by these scams or you've gotten these before. This type of scam also picks up during the holidays. And basically what happens is victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, or USPS, and any stolen financial details provided by the victim, are stolen by scammers. Right? There never was a package. Just like in the previous example, there never was a traffic ticket, and before that, there never was a road toll, an unpaid road toll. Right? These are all scams, and scammers want to trick you into thinking there's some kind of situation happening that isn't true. And how this scam works, and of course, I'm going to show you some examples. Is how this scam works is you receive a text message that looks like this. UPS ground, reschedule your shipment delivery. We attempted to deliver your UPS package on June 23rd. Yes, 23rd, because they have a typo there. But we're unable to contact you, and the delivery could not be completed. Your package needs to be signed for in person, so please reschedule delivery by doing the following. And that's got the link that takes them to the fake website. Victim goes to the fake website. It looks like this. It looks like a pretty convincing website, right? We got the logo there, the color theme. They put USPS in the website's name, even though it's not really a website. They have a fake tracking number there. You can see any shipping details and payment details you enter. Your personal information you enter is going to get stolen. That's how these undeliverable package scams work. And, again, these ones pick up a lot during the holidays, but they happen all year round as well. Here's one where it was a group text message, and the scammer renamed the group to USPS, right, to make it seem more believable it was from USPS, but it's not. It's a scam. This one came from Philippines too, +63. Here's one that has a file attachment and a USPS logo. Looks legit, right? I mean, it looks like believable, but Cybersecurity 101, never open an attachment they weren't expecting. Especially if it's an HTML file, those can be dangerous, right? So you never want to open attachments, whether they're sent to you by email or a text message, if you weren't expecting them. And the thing to be aware about this type of scam is UPS, USPS, FedEx, all the delivery services, they do not send text messages like these. They don't. You're not going to get some random message about a package that was undeliverable. It doesn't work that way. So if you get a text message about a package that you weren't even aware you were receiving, it's a scam. Don't trust it. Let me know in the chat if you've been targeted by that scam before. I know we have. It's funny. Whenever I ask, nobody ever admits up to it in the chat. But I know what's up. I do have a story I'd like to share about this scam. Actually, this undeliverable package scam. A quick story. So there was an article last year in Wired magazine. Actually, about a year and a half ago in Wired magazine. And someone's wife actually fell for this scam, this undeliverable package scam. She went to the fake website, entered her credit card details. Well, her husband was an IT guy, and he decided he was going to hack into the group that did this scam. So he hacked into the criminal organization. He hacked into their network, and he was able to gather this information about what was going on and who was behind the specific scam that tricked his wife, right? And he found out some fascinating details. I just want to share them real quick with you here. So first of all, they were sending out 100,000 scam text messages per day, right? Keep that in mind. This was one organization, one criminal organization that was sending out 100,000 text messages per day, scam text messages, right, to people's phones. And keep in mind, this is over a year old, this article. So, they could probably send out more now. They're definitely capable of more than they were a year ago. So that just gives you an idea of, it's a numbers game. They're just sending out thousands, hundreds of thousands of text messages a day, knowing that eventually some numbers are going to fall for it. All right. Another thing he found out was it was a Chinese-based language group, right? Which makes sense. A lot of these scams don't necessarily come out of China, but they come out of Chinese-speaking or Asian countries, right? So it makes sense that to be a Chinese language group. And he also found out, just to give you a measure of how successful these scams are and why these scammers keep doing it, right? 438,669 unique credit cards were entered by victims. Almost 500,000 credit cards were on file, right? 500,000 credit cards. These scammers, just from this one scam, right? He said many people entered multiple credit cards. 50,000 email addresses were logged, including military and government email addresses, right? So everybody's falling for this scam. But anyway, that was some interesting details that I thought this article was fascinating. I always like getting a peek behind the scene. It's a funny story too that the husband, he kind of got some revenge on the scammers and broke into their system. So it was a small win for the victim and the little people. Small win, but we're still losing the war, folks. Yeah, they still had 500,000 credit card numbers, right? And that was a year ago. So anyway, undeliverable package scams, watch out for them. They're a thing. Be aware. UPS, FedEx, USPS, they do not send text messages like that. It's 100% scam. Also, what's interesting is not the most recent holidays, but last year, we discovered, we as in ScamAware 101 and me, and the person who reported it, we discovered a version of this that was an email version that was impersonating FedEx and UPS. What was interesting about this email version, you can see it's November 16th, 2024. All right, what's interesting about this email version is instead of trying to trick the victim into paying a redelivery fee, they're offering the victim a compensation product. right? Obviously, the victim's never going to receive the product. But so we received this email November 16th. It's got the FedEx logo. We're sorry, your package appears to be delayed. As an apology, we'd like to offer you a compensation product, right? But look at this. A week later, get this email. Practically identical, except it's got UPS logo. We're sorry, your package appears to be missing. We'd like to offer you a compensation product with $100 in value, right? So we see this email version of the scam coming in from FedEx, UPS. It's an email version of the undeliverable package scam. Except when you click on the Get Your Compensation Now, it's going to take you to a website that tries to trick you into paying for shipping and then steals your payment details. All right, so it's a clever little trick they use, a little spin they put on the text message scam, the email version they do. So just goes to show, if there's a text message version of a scam, there's probably an email version. If there's an email version, there's probably a text message version. All right, so be alert. Don't trust one over the other, and don't fall for it. With me, people? Give me some reactions. Let me know you're watching. And if you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. This is one of the ways that we try to spread awareness here at Scamware 101. But make sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, Blue Sky, and of course, YouTube. You can visit our website, scamaware101.com, and join the free mailing list. We'll send you reminders when we're going live and other useful scam awareness information. So definitely join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Hey, John, welcome to the live stream. Just saw you there. Good to see you. Welcome back. Cool. We got some familiar faces this evening. We got Dave here. We got John here. I'm not sure if Lisa's still around or not, but hopefully you are. And Vanassi, I don't know if you're still there, but I would love to hear your opinion so far in that you've seen a little bit of the live stream. So let me know if you're still watching, man. If that's a man, I don't know. It's hard to guess sometimes. So the next scam we're going to talk about here, we're actually going to piggyback off that last scam, right? So if you had clicked on that link to claim your free compensation product, you'd have actually been taken to a fake retail website. So it actually evolves into this fake retail website scam, which is a whole separate scam they have to be aware of, right? So this is when scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. These scams often target holiday shoppers or those seeking trending items. You need to watch out from all year long too, but they definitely pick up during the holidays. And here's some examples of what these fake retail sites might look like, right? In this case, you see it was during the Black Friday time of year, so there's a fake Black Friday banner up there, trying to give an excuse about how it's such a great deal. And they're offering these wireless earphones that they say are headphones that they say are valued at $175, right? And they're saying you could just pay shipping, $8.95, and then you get it for free. But it's a scam. It's just a trick to try to steal your payment details. And there's another example of an item they were offering. It's a portable heater. Same deal. They say it's valued at $175, but pay shipping, $8.69, and it's yours. But it's a scam. They're just trying to steal your payment details. It's a too good to be true offer. All right. And then here's a third example. This is a pretty common one for the past couple of years, is the wireless earbuds. Right? They offer these free wireless earbuds. Just pay shipping, $8.69. Right? They say they're valued at $175, but it's a scam. Just trying to steal your payment details. If an offer is too good to be true, it probably is, right? So do some research. If you find yourself about ready to purchase something, if you think you found a great deal, do a little research and Google the website, see if anybody reported it or what other people are saying. See if there's anybody saying anything good about it or any negative reviews. All right. In this case, in these examples, these websites were so new and they were set up specifically to scam people that there was nothing about them at all, right? I would search for websites and nothing even came up in the results. They were so new. But that's just as bad as finding bad reviews, right? Finding no reviews is just as bad as finding bad reviews. Right, so keep that in mind. There's a few ways that you can end up on these fake retail websites that's important to be aware of, right? One of them is social media ads, right? You're on Facebook, you click on an ad, that's saying, hey, get these free wireless earbuds, right? But it's a scammer. It was placed by a scammer, and they tricked you into clicking their ad, because scammers could purchase ads just like anybody else. And that goes also to search engine results like on Google, right? You could be, maybe you're even searching for wireless earbuds, and the first thing that comes up is a link to this amazing offer where you get them for free, just pay shipping, right? But that was actually purchased by a scammer. They purchased that listing on Google, right? Because scammers do that as well. Then there's always emails. You get those emails with the fake retail offers. Hey, you're a valued customer. Click here. Special offer, Black Friday deal. Click here. You know, you get those emails, and you need to watch out for them. All right. So there's quite a few ways that you could end up on these fake retail websites. You could even be on a website that you know and use and trust, right? That you know is a legit website, but maybe to use a third party for their ads, right? So even though you're on a legit website, you could still get an ad that takes you to a scam website, because a scammer, you know, purchased an ad through third party. So anyway, point is, keep your guard up, right? Be skeptical of too good to be true offers, and you know, it's a risk. Do your research before you trust any site you've never used before. So that's fake retail scams. Watch out for them. We're moving along, folks. We got lots to cover tonight. Still a lot more to go. We're even not even a quarter way through. So let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're watching. I want to hear from you. We've been going for a while tonight. We're only half an hour in. We're going for at least 2.5 hours. So kick off your shoes. Put your feet up. And invite a friend. Oh, by the way, I'm enjoying my coffee out of my Scamaware 101 travel mug, which is available in our YouTube store and our merch store. So check it out. Buy one. Keep your coffee nice and warm. We're streaming live, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, like we do every Thursday at 5:45 p.m. Say hi in the comments and chat. Let me know you're watching. Invite some more people. We're going for a while. And we're going to continue with some more examples of real scams that you need to watch out for and be aware of. This next scam we are talking about this evening: tech support scams. Victims receive a fake virus alert on their device and are tricked into calling a fake tech support phone number. The victim is unknowingly connected to a scammer who requests access to the victim's device. The scammer then steals personal and financial information from the victim. Yeah, these tech support scams are dangerous, and they're especially dangerous to the older folks out there. They're the ones that fall for this scam the most and report the most losses to these tech support scams. And how they work, usually, is you'll be browsing the internet, mind your own business, and then boom, you get a virus alert that pops up on your screen. And the virus alert says, call this number for support. But it's a scam, right? You call the number, and you actually end up talking to a scammer. The scammer then tries to trick you into getting on your device. All right, so here's an example of what one of these fake virus alerts might look like. And this one impersonates McAfee antivirus. It says, your PC is infected with a virus. It has their logo, the colors. Call McAfee helpline. All right, but that's not the McAfee helpline. If you call, the scammer's going to answer. They're going to impersonate McAfee. They're going to offer to connect your device to supposedly help with this fake virus. But they're really trying to get onto your device to steal your money, your financial details, and anything else you might have. And I think that's especially harmful and risky about these tech support scams and these fake virus alerts is it doesn't matter what kind of device you're on, right? As long as you're browsing the internet, you could get one of these fake pop-ups. You could be on an iPhone, right? You could be on your Windows computer. You could be on your Android device. You could be on your MacBook. It doesn't make a difference. If you're browsing the internet, you can get one of these fake virus alerts. So it's important to know not to call that number, right? That's a big giveaway. Is when there's a number, a real virus alert won't have a number to call, right? It's the fake ones that do. It's the fake ones that try to get you to call a phone number. This one impersonates Norton. Threats detected. System critically infected. If you're not able to click on this button, contact support, right? But that's not support. If you call, connect to a scammer. And again, these are the type of scammers that want to take everything you have, which is why it's so damaging to the older folks. The older folks lose their entire life savings, their entire retirement funds. They get left with nothing. They have to start working again, at 70, 80 years old. Here's a fake virus alert, impersonates Windows Defender. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. Contact Windows support, but that's not Windows support. It's a scammer. Don't trust it. Now, I mentioned these tech support scams. They can target everybody. Doesn't matter if you're an Apple, Mac, Windows. Right? In this example, you see it targets Mac users. Virus found. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. Please call tech support as soon as possible. There's a list of all these scary things that are going to happen if you don't. Data at risk, your credit card details, your email and password, your Facebook, Skype, photos, webcam. Could be accessed remotely by hackers. All scary stuff, right? So I can see how somebody could get scared and call this number. But that's what it's designed to do. Here's another one, impersonates Apple Care. Warning, macOS infected with viruses and other malicious applications. It is necessary to call Apple support, and it's got a fake number to call. But then you call and they'll scam you. Now, last example here, another one impersonates Apple. All right, call Apple helpline. It's very similar. It's got the Mac logo. Please call Apple support. If you call, it's a scam. So watch out for these tech support scams. Never call the number if you get one of these pop-ups. You should already have somebody in mind that you call when there's problems with your computer, right? So if you ever get some kind of pop-up that's dangerous or suspicious, don't trust the number. Instead, call your computer person and show them. Take a picture with your phone real quick and show your computer guy or girl. And we're going to talk more about that when we talk about red flags. Oh, Johnny's mentioning, he said, when I said it don't matter if you have Windows or Mac, it reminded him of that nostalgic commercial from back in the day where, I remember that one, I'm a Mac, I'm a PC. Yeah, I remember that one. I don't know how old or how young the viewers are, but you're revealing your age, John. Next scam we're going to talk about here. It's still related to fake virus alerts. Because it's not just used for tech support scams. So this example right here. It tries to get you to download an app. It says I have two examples here. I'll use this one for you. It says your device is damaged, you have 2 viruses, and it tries to instruct you to download this app, which is just as dangerous as calling the tech support guy, because the tech support guy's got to probably get you to download and install something anyway. So it's a clever way that these fake virus alerts trick users into doing things, whether it's calling a number, downloading an app. Both are red flags. You should never call a random number that pops up. You should never download or install an app that pops up. So watch out for these fake virus alerts. I better tell you to call somebody or not. Yeah, Dave says, hearing the elderly telling the story on losing their life savings is heartbreaking. Yeah, and you know what? I did a group presentation, on Zoom on Tuesday to a synagogue. There was about 25 seniors were on the Zoom presentation. I did about an hour and a half, 15-minute presentation, and then about a 30-minute Q&A. And during the Q&A, I heard some of those stories from, some of them were sharing stories about them getting scammed or someone they knew who got scammed. And yeah, there were some pretty heartbreaking stories for some of them. So but that's why we do this. That's why we spread awareness and try to get the word out. All right. Hey, Liz, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Always good to see you. we're moving along here with some scam examples. Still nice and early here. We're not even an hour in yet, so we'll be going for a while. Plenty of time to invite some friends. Hit that like button. Like, follow, join the free mailing list on scamaware101.com if you haven't yet. Go to scamaware101.com, join mailing list. We have links to all your favorite social media platforms right here too. We have memberships enabled on YouTube. We have the super chats and super thanks enabled on YouTube. You can donate directly, scamaware101.com/donate. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, we always appreciate it. Don't feel obligated, but we do have some merch available as well, which, by the way, Liz, I saw after the last week, I saw your message about how you purchased some merch. So I appreciate it. I didn't see it till after you left, though. So I'm saying thank you now. All right, let's talk about some phishing emails. So just bear with me. Just trying to find the phishing email example here. There we go. All cool. All right, so we got some recent phishing emails that there's been warnings out and we've been noticing here. And one of them is in Amazon, which is, there's always been Amazon phishing emails going around, but this one specifically has been making its way around and getting reported a lot. You get the email, it says action is required, and it tries to get you to click update account information. It says, yeah, it says, we've noticed that some of your account information needs to be updated to ensure uninterrupted service and enhance security. Keeping your information current helps us protect your account and deliver the best Amazon experience. Yeah, so they're just saying they need to update some information, and they try to trick you into clicking this button. But it's not really Amazon, it's a scammer, and they're going to probably steal whatever information you enter. Not probably, they will. So be aware of this Amazon email circulating. And look, the advice I always tell people is, if you don't have to click on a link, don't click on it, right? If this says that there's something going on with your Amazon account, if it says there's an order, if it says you have to update information, if it says anything's going on with your Amazon account, instead of clicking the link, just open up your Amazon app or go to your account directly, right? There's no reason to click the link, right? You open up the app, go to your account directly. If you don't see anything there, that's a scam, right? So you don't even waste time trying to figure out whether the email is legit or not. Just don't click the link. Skip over it completely and just check your Amazon account directly, right? And that's really how you should handle any type of emails. Whether it's an email that says your this month's phone bill is ready, click here to pay it, right? Or this month's cable bill is ready, click here to pay it, right? I know Xfinity, so many fake emails that impersonate Xfinity going around, right? And there's just no reason to click the links. The best thing you can do is just not click the link. Like, look at this. Here's let me see. Can I share this example with you? Let me just make sure it's another person's info on it. Why is this going so slow? My computer blows up mid live stream. I apologize in advance, and I'll be back. Yeah, this has person's info. I can't put that. Okay, I can't share that one because it has person's info. But Xfinity is being impersonated. If you get emails saying, your Xfinity bill is due, your Comcast bill is due, don't click the link. Just log in directly to your account and check. Another phishing email that's been circulating that just goes to show how scammers, they stay on top of things, and they're always adapting. Here they are impersonating ChatGPT. It's a little dark on the example here, but it's got the ChatGPT logo there, right? And what they're saying is update your subscription plan. They're trying to say your Plus payment didn't go through and you need to update it, right? Because these scammers know a lot of people now are using ChatGPT and they're paying for the Plus subscription. So they send out these emails to everybody, and it's a numbers game. A certain amount of people are going to say, oh, I got to update something. They're going to click it. Again, no reason to click it. If you're concerned this is real, just go to your ChatGPT account directly and check it. There's no reason to trust the link, right? So when it comes to email scams and like this, Try to avoid clicking the link if you can. Make sense, everybody? All right, we're making good time here. We're going to go into red flags, and we're going to cover 10 red flags on this live stream instead of the usual 5. Because that's the kind of mood I'm in, folks. All right. I'm just updating the agenda on the screen here. 5 minutes, 7, we'll do that. Okay. Oh, we got so many good things coming up. So many good scams to make you aware of this evening. If you haven't hit that like button yet or said hi, let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. Again, as you could tell, this agenda, nothing set in stone on these live streams. We just kind of wing it. If you want to hear about any specific scams, let me know. If you want to share experience, do it. You know, we don't necessarily stick to the agenda here on this live stream. We kind of have fun with it, and that's what we're doing. But we do stay on topic, and we keep it about scams, scam awareness, and things like that. I'm just diving into our next scam examples in a minute here. Bear with me one more second. Okay. There we go. Excellent. 6:30. We're going to go over some red flags. How are we all doing this evening? Welcome to the live stream. Make sure to join a free mailing list. Scamware101.com to join mailing list. Nah, Dave, we didn't record the seminar. It was on, they were hosting it on their Zoom, so. But I'm hoping to do plenty more of those. That's the goal. I'll be posting about them soon. And all right, so let's talk about some red flags. And we have 2 red flag videos on our YouTube channel that we discuss all the red flags we're about ready to go over now. So if you know someone that would find this information useful, which really everybody should find this information useful, especially the red flags, you could share those videos that are on our YouTube channel with your friends and your loved ones to make them aware. So let's talk about some red flags, and let me know any other red flags that you encountered too. But red flag number 1. Oh, hold on. Ah, see Katie. Good timing, Katie. Hi, I've gotten the fake text from employers, but they have seemed to slow down. Katie, welcome to the live stream. I got some news for you too as a member as well. So I'm glad you are here. In fact, you know, now's a good time to say it then, since you're here and you're the only official member. So on February 25th, we're going to do a webinar. I'm going to do a free webinar. Well, a portion of it's going to be free, about the first hour and a half. We already got a few people signed up. I have a Facebook ad running right now. So there's a few people that already signed up for the free webinar too. It's going to be an instructional webinar, you know, formatted with an agenda that we stick to, right? And it's actually going to be similar to the webinar I gave to the group the other day. But what I'm going to do with this webinar is the first hour and a half is going to be the free portion of the webinar, right? But I'm offering a VIP upgrade for an extra hour that happens after the free portion, right? So people could upgrade for the extra hour. It has a Q&A. They get access to the webinar replays. There's a couple other perks or whatever. But why this is important for the YouTube members is because what I'm going to do is the VIP portion of that webinar, I'm actually going to stream as a YouTube video for members. right? So now the YouTube members won't be able to participate in the chat portion because I won't be monitoring the chat, right? I'll be monitoring the VIP chat, ones that upgrade to VIP, but I'll still be streaming the VIP portion of that to members on YouTube, right? So you'll still get access to the portion of the live stream that isn't free, right? So I'm just trying to give a little bit of perks to the YouTube members too. So even though you won't be able to participate in asking questions, because again, I won't be monitoring the YouTube chat, you'll still be able to watch the Q&A as a member over on YouTube without having to pay for VIP. So a little perk that's coming up. Again, it's not until February 25th. By the time that comes up, you'll see it listed as a members only, live stream coming up. You'll see it listed on YouTube, and I'm sure you'll see me post about it and mention it on all these live streams every week leading up to it. All right. So anyway, February 25th is going to be a members only. You'll be able to watch the VIP Q&A that people are paying to attend. So, and also sign up for a free webinar too, February 25th. I'll be posting links to the sign up form soon. Right now, the signups are just coming from the ad because I wanted to see how well the ad performed, and so far so good. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be the first time we do the webinar this way, and the VIP portion for the people that sign up is actually going to be on a different webinar platform. So we'll see how it goes. It could be a disaster, but it could be good. And anyway, for members over here on YouTube, we'll be streaming it too, so you get to watch live and you get to watch the Q&A as well. So anyhow, little exciting announcement there. I'll be posting some official news about it soon and more details about it soon, because it is coming up in February in about a month. So good stuff happening over here. Anyway, let's go into these red flags. Happy New Year too. I forget if I think you've been on since then, but hey, Happy New Year again. Lots gonna happen this year. A lot of big things planned. A lot of things happen already, so good things happening. I hope lots of good things happen over on your end too. So let's go over some red flags here. And these red flags, again, they're important because a lot of times it might be your last chance to spot whether you're dealing with a scammer before you get scammed, right? So the first red flag to watch out for is the person you're talking to directs you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation, right? We see this a lot because it's easier for scammers to communicate with their victims all around the world when they use a chat app instead of sitting there texting, for phone numbers. It also offers these scammers more anonymity to hide behind, right? So they love using these third-party chat apps like Telegram and WhatsApp. And some examples where it's part of the playbook for them to invite you over to this third-party chat app. One sec, I just clicked those from romance scams, right? These scammers, they create these fake dating profiles, right? They lure in new victims to continue talking on Telegram and WhatsApp, right? Wrong number scams, we'll be talking about those in a little bit, but that's when the scammer sends a text message trying to get replies from random people, and the people that are kind enough to reply, he tries to trick them into continuing talking on WhatsApp. Investment scams, they try to get their victims to join a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, right, to pump up an investment, make it appear more legit, right? So again, the red flag is they try to get you to continue the conversation on Telegram or WhatsApp, right? It's a big red flag when you're talking to a stranger and they're trying to do that to you. So watch out for that one. Next red flag we're going to talk about. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. And this is probably one of the most important red flags to be aware of, because this is literally your last chance to stop the scam before you're handing over the money, right? And once you make the payment in these unusual forms of payment, it's very hard to get it back. In fact, that's why these scammers prefer these unusual forms of payment. It's easier to move and transfer funds quickly, and it's much harder for victims to recover the money after it's sent. In fact, most victims never recover the funds. That's why, we mentioned it's heartbreaking hearing some of these victim stories, right? Seniors losing their life savings. So part of some scams where it's part of playbook, I mean, most of them, but just as some examples here, IRS and Social Security scams. The scammers impersonate government agencies and they ask for payment on gift cards or cryptocurrency. All right. Listen, if anybody's claiming to be from a government agency and that's how they're asking for payment, it's a scam. Government agencies, IRS, Social Security, they don't accept gift cards, they don't accept prepaid cards, they don't accept cryptocurrency, they don't accept Bitcoin ATM deposits, right? So rest assured, someone's claiming to be a government agency and they're asking for that. It's a scam. Romance scams. Hey, those romance scammers, they love getting gift cards and cryptocurrency from their victims because after the victim realizes that they've been scammed, they can't get the funds back. And there's bank impersonation scams. We're going to talk about those in a little bit too. But the scammer impersonates a bank, convinces victims to withdraw money from the bank, and then convinces them to purchase gift cards or deposit money at a Bitcoin ATM. Right? Red flags. Red flags. Any mention of Bitcoin ATM, red flag. Any mention of gift cards, red flag. Right? These could all be individual red flags on their own. Right? But what it comes down to is unusual forms of payment. Be suspicious. We know that scammers prefer getting paid that way. So if you're being told to purchase gift cards and make a payment in this way, be suspicious. Red flag. Red flag number 3. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. This is actually a very common scam. We see it a lot on marketplace type websites where you're buying or selling something. And what happens is a scammer impersonates a buyer or seller. And they'll say they want to confirm your phone number and they're going to send you a code. All right. Well, if you turn around and give that code back to them, you're actually allowing them to do something malicious with your phone number, right? They could be trying to open an account that's linked to your phone. They could be trying to reset a password that's linked to your phone. They could be trying to create a new account and link it to your phone, right? They could be trying to do a lot of malicious things. There's no reason that somebody should be sending a code to your phone and asking you to give it back to them, right? That's a big red flag. They're dealing with a scammer. And just to clarify what they could be trying to do, right? Again, they could be trying to log into one of your accounts. And the reason you're getting a code sent to your phone is as a security measure. If you give that scammer your code, you allow them to log in. Same thing with those password reset requests. Scammer could be trying to reset a password. You're getting a code sent to your phone as a security measure to make sure it's you, right? If you turn around and you give the scammer the code, you allow them to reset the password and then access your account. And then there's the Google Voice scams. And this is an example of them creating accounts and linking them to your phone. And these Google Voice scams, what they do is they try to create a Google Voice account. They try to link it to your phone. You get a code to confirm, right? If you provide the code back to the scammer, you allow them to link that Google Voice account to your phone. Why is that a problem? Because now the scammer has a fraudulent Google Voice account linked to your phone number that they're going to scam people with. All right. So these are all examples of scams that could result from providing a code to somebody that's saying they're going to send you one. All right, so don't trust it. And again, we see that a lot on websites with buying and selling things. A lot of times they'll say, we're going to verify your info. I'm going to send you a code. Don't trust it. It's a scam. Who's with me? Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat if you're just joining. Give me some reactions. I'm not really monitoring the viewer number, the viewer count here. So I'm just kind of going by comments and engagement and reactions and things like that. So let me know you're watching. Leave a comment over on Facebook or Instagram. I'll be checking in, seeing what's going on over there, but mainly monitoring YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, give me some reactions. Say hi in the chat. I see a few familiar faces tonight, which is awesome. I love seeing the familiar faces. But I'd love to see some new ones too. So let me know you're here, you're watching. By the way, Liz, if you're still there, say hi to Carmen for me if she's watching. And let's continue. We're going to keep talking about some red flags here. Red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Look, this goes back to that tech support scam that we just talked about earlier. How they try to trick you into thinking you have a virus and then connecting to your computer to assist. Right? But it's all a scam. And why would a scammer want to get onto your device? Well, it's a gold mine to them. Right? They could steal your logins, your passwords. If you have your logins saved in your browser, like if you have them saved in Chrome, a lot of times these scammers, they get on your device, they can extract your logins. Right? They might steal your files, encrypt your files, hold your pictures ransom, blackmail you. Right? They might try to get into your bank accounts once they're on your device, try to trick you into logging in so they can see how much funds you have. Right? There's just nothing good that comes from letting these scammers on your device. They can install software that lets them get onto it later when you're not even using the computer or device anymore. They'll access it when you're not using it, and they'll do illegal things from your device. Right? So it's very bad to let these scammers onto your device. And it's a big red flag when somebody you don't know asks to connect your device. And some examples, but as part of the playbook, be aware of. And unfortunately, it's part of the playbook pretty often these days. those tech support scams, the fake virus alerts, right? They say you have a virus, you call up, a scammer answers, and they offer to connect your device. It's a red flag. Don't let them. Right? Fake order scams. So when you get we're going to talk about this one too. This is an important scam to be aware of. We get notified that an order was placed, and they try to trick you into calling a fake customer support number to dispute the fake order. You call the number, you get connected to a scammer, they'll offer to connect your device. They'll say, let me see the notification you got, and they'll try to connect your device. It's a scam, it's a red flag, don't let them connect your device. And then there's the whole fraudulent activity scam where they're impersonating your bank. They say they're investigating fraud. And what they'll do is they'll say, hey, let me connect your device, and you can log into your bank accounts. We'll check for suspicious activity. But think about that for a second. What you're actually doing is you're opening your bank accounts and showing the scammer how much funds are in each and how much funds you have for them to steal. Right? So that's all tricks and things they try to do when they get onto your device. They can manipulate what you see. They'll log into your bank account and they can change how much it looks like is there, how much, it's tricky. So anyway, that's a big red flag. If some stranger is offering to connect to your device, help you troubleshoot an issue, be suspicious. Don't let them. And you find yourself in a situation where you need help with something on your computer. Again, you should already have somebody in mind who you're going to reach out to. That family member that's good with computers, that local computer shop down the street that helps you, the computer person you work with, whoever you would usually call for computer help. Don't, fall for these strangers that are trying to connect your device. All right, so that's red flag number 4. They try to connect your device to assist with a issue. Don't trust it. Then red flag number 5. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. This one's big. We see it all the time. It's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people because the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. Right? Think about it. The scammer, they get off the phone with you. You go and call somebody, tell them what happened. They're going to tell you it's a scam. So scammers try to keep you on the phone. And they try to keep you quiet. And they create these stories. And they'll be convincing stories of why you should stay quiet. And some examples. In a grandparent scam, again, we're talking about scam in a little bit. But in a grandparent scam, they make you think that a relative is, they've been in an accident, they're in trouble, and they've been arrested, right? And the whole request for secrecy is they say that they're embarrassed about their arrest. They ask you not to tell anybody. It's a pretty clever way to get you to stay quiet about it, but it's a scam, right? Investment scams, they'll say it's an inside tip. The price is just for you. Don't tell anybody. All part of the scam. They just don't want to tell anybody. Inheritance scams. They mail letters impersonating law offices. I'm going to show you an example of this a little later too. But the letter will request confidentiality. Think about that. Who are they to tell you to keep your inheritance confidential? That's up to you, right? So it's a red flag. And then there's a fake fraudulent activity, right? Again, where they're impersonating the bank, investigating fraud, suspicious activity. And what they do is they say, because this is an active investigation, because this is an open investigation, you can't tell anybody about this. If you tell anybody, you could hurt the investigation and we're going to hold you responsible, right? So it's almost threatening too. So they make up these scary or convincing reasons why you got to stay quiet, not tell anybody, but it's all part of their scam. All right. There's a big red flag. If they're asking you to keep something quiet, keep it confidential, be suspicious, don't fall for it. So that's red flag number 5. They request secrecy, confidentiality. What do you think, folks? How are we all doing out there? Let me know if you're still with me. We're just crossed 1 hour in here. Just went over our first hour. We just went over 5 red flags. We're going to go over 5 more red flags momentarily. Let me know you're watching. Say hi. Leave a comment over on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. If you're just joining, make sure to join the free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Free to join. We'll send you some reminders when we're going live, some useful scam awareness tips. We're on your favorite social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky X. Only one we're not on is Twitter. Based on what I've heard about their new user agreement too. Sounds like that might have been a good thing. Not Twitter. TikTok. Did I say TikTok or Twitter? I don't know, but TikTok. That's the only one we're not on. Katie says, thank you for expanding the red flags list. No problem. We're about ready to go over those next batch of 5. I haven't made I got to get the slides updated, so I have like a version where it's like 1 through 10, but right now I just have 1 through 5 and 1 through 5. But you know what? By next week, I should have, I'll have the 1 through 10 ready for you by next week, for next week's live stream. But let's circle back. We're going to go through red flag 1B. So the other 1B, 2B. Like the Garbage Pail Kids. Anybody remember Garbage Pail Kids from back in the day? How they have the cards they have a 1A and a 1B, right? Where the image is the same on each card, but each one has, they have a different name. 1A, 1B. Any Garbage Pail Kid fans from back in the day? Let me know. Fun fact, I have a whole collection of those Garbage Pail Kids from the 80s. Don't tell anybody. We'll keep that between us, everybody. All right, let's get into these red flags. Second batch here. So, red flag number 1. They create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. Scammers try to create urgency and fear because those emotions push people to react quickly without taking time to think. Right? They want you to think that there's an urgent situation that has to be handled right away. They want to cloud your judgment and make you think you have to react quickly before you realize it's a scam. Right? The more panic and pressure scammers can create, the faster a victim will hand over money and information. Okay. And this is so common in so many different scams, and we pointed it out in some of the scams we talked about already, but some of more examples are grandparent scams. It's when they make you think your loved one, they're in trouble and have been arrested, right? They're trying to create a sense of urgency. You think a loved one needs assistance, right? They need help right away. Arrest warrant scams. Scammers impersonate law enforcement and claim an arrest warrant will be issued if immediate payment isn't made, right? That could be a scary situation. You think law enforcement's calling you up telling you to arrest you, right? I better pay. But it's a scam, and scammers know it. They know how to make you afraid, right? The bank impersonation scams. The scammers impersonate a bank claiming to investigate fraud. They tell the victim someone has access to their bank account and funds must be moved to secure them, right? That's how they trick people into transferring the funds. They tell them they're not safe anymore. Somebody has access to your account. They're going to clear you out. You better transfer the funds right away. Here's an account to transfer them to. It's safe. It's the bank's account. No, it's a scammer's account. But they try to get you to react quickly. They're trying to get you to move fast. They don't want to give you time to think. All right, so that's red flag number 1. They create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. Liz says, yes, I collect. Get out of here. You don't collect them. Do you really collect them, Liz? Aren't we getting together on Saturday? You better be bringing over your Garbage Pail Kids collection. Anyway, I should never brought it off. I should never brought it up. I'm going to end up talking about it on the whole live stream instead of scams now. Don't get me started. Never mind. That's a bad idea. Red flag number 2. Voicemail instructs you to call the number displayed on the caller ID instead of stating a phone number. Look, this is always a big red flag, and you're going to hear a few phone call examples later when I play it. This red flag is going to pop up. But basically, scammers change their phone numbers all the time, right? So when they leave these messages, instead of leaving a phone number that's going to change, they just say call number displayed. So they're able to use the same recording even when their phone number changes. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to call the number displayed on a caller ID, right? And that's always a red flag. If they can't leave a real phone number and they're saying call the number on caller ID, it's a scam. Don't trust it. Don't call it back. And also, a team of scammers could use the same recording regardless of their phone number. Right? A whole bunch of different scammers with different phone numbers could just use the same recording because it says callback number displayed. Yeah. And then scammers won't have to re-record anything if their phone number changes. Right? So just all around, as far as a scammer goes, it makes a lot of sense for them to have these recordings that say callback number displayed. I'm going to play some examples a little later of this red flag, but fake order notifications. You'll get a voicemail. It says an order was placed, callback number displayed to cancel, right? You'll get a call, claims to be from the utility, internet, cable provider, and a voicemail claims your discount is expiring, and it'll say call number displayed, right? And then they're going to impersonate your cable company if you call back. IRS and tax forgiveness scams. They'll leave you a voicemail. It claims you owe back taxes or that you're entitled to some tax forgiveness. And they'll say call number displayed. to speak with a specialist, right? It's always a red flag. If they can't leave a real phone number and instead tell you to call a number displayed, don't trust it. Next red flag we're going to talk about here. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. We already talked about this a little earlier when I was showing you the undeliverable package scam examples, right? I showed you an example of a text message, claimed you had an undeliverable package and it had an attachment and tried to trick you into opening. Always a red flag. Cybersecurity 101, you never want to open attachments, whether it's an email or text message that you weren't expecting, right? Somebody sends you an attachment, especially if it's an HTML attachment. It's dangerous, and don't open it. And scammers use these file attachments to bypass email and text message filters. Malicious email and text message attachments can install malware or direct you to a dangerous website. And if you don't know who sent the attachment or you weren't expecting it, don't open it. Right? And some examples where we've seen that, where they include an attachment, right? It's fake invoice scams. You'll get an email, it'll claim you have some kind of invoice due, an email or a text message, and it'll have a attachment to a fake invoice, or an invoice with a fake payment link. Right? But the point is, it's an attachment. It's a red flag because you weren't expecting that attachment. Undeliverable package scams, right? I showed you an example earlier about this one. You get the text message, it says you have an undeliverable package, you need to update information, it'll say open the attachment, right? Don't do it, it's a scam. And then the unpaid road toll scams. We showed you these earlier too. A lot of times they'll send out the text messages or emails and they'll say open the attachment, right? Don't do it. You weren't expecting it, don't open the attachment. At the very least, it takes you to a fake website that tries to steal your details. But at worst, it installs malware on your device and bad things start happening. It starts getting used for illegal activity. Your money starts disappearing from your bank. Don't open those attachments. So that's red flag number 3. You get a text message or email instructs you to open an attachment you weren't expecting. Don't do it. Let's see, what's Katie say here? The tax scam call I got a while back had one number displayed and another number in their voicemail to me. Scam calls tend to only ring once for me. Yeah, interesting. That's funny that it says one number shows another. Makes sense though. Scam calls tend to only ring once for me. Yeah, I get a lot of those too where they ring once and then I'll leave a voicemail. There's also a specific scam that's actually called, it's known as a one ring scam. And they ring you once on purpose with the intention of you calling back the number that was shown on caller ID. They try to use it as a way to trick you, like, oh, you missed the call, and you try to call back the number. It's known as a one ring scam. So yeah, we see a lot of these one rings happen when you're dealing with scammers. All right, next red flag number 4. Or technically red flag number 9. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Yeah, so this is always red flag. Scammers include this at the end of their text messages because when you reply yes on some phones, what happens is it will activate the link now that the scammer sent you. Because now the phone trusts them, you replied, it figures you know them, and it will activate the link and make it a little bit more accessible and dangerous. So scammers want you to reply for that reason, but they also want you to reply because then they know your number's active, right? If you reply yes to a scammer, you're saying, yes, I read your message. Send me more scams. Send them to me from different phone numbers so I can't even block them, right? So you never want to reply to a scammer. You never want to give them any details, even if it's something as simple as them knowing that you read and replied, right? You don't want to reply and be like, F off, scammer. Well, now you just let them know your number's active. So they're not going to F off. They're going to send you more scams. All right. So anyway, they include this message at the end of their scams a lot of times saying to reply yes and reopen the message for that reason. And some examples where we see that, really, most of them, but the outstanding traffic ticket scams from earlier, right? They'll send you that text message, say you have a traffic ticket due, and then they'll say reopen, reply yes and reopen this text. Same thing with the undeliverable package scams. We see that. At the end of the text message, it says reply yes and reopen them. Same thing with this IRS and Department of Revenue scams. We're going to show you those. Actually, the next batch of scams, we're going to show you those. They claim you're entitled to a refund and try to trick you into providing details, but at the end of them, they include this message where it says reply yes and reopen. Don't do it. It's a scam. And we'll show you some more examples as we get to those in the live stream as well of that red flag. It says red flag number 4. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Don't do it. It's a scam. And then our last red flag of the evening here, red flag number 5, or technically red flag number 10. One sec here, I'm just updating that. Okay, and our final red flag here. The caller asked to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, or Medicare number. Scammers impersonate medical, financial, and government services to steal personal information. They'll claim to have an important message for you, but require personal information to verify your identity first. Let me know if you've ever gotten those phone calls. They'll say a new card is being issued, but ask you to confirm your current card number first. All right, we're going to talk about some examples of that right now, but let me know if you've ever gotten those phone calls before where the first thing the caller says is, we have an important update for you or an important notice for you, but we need you to confirm your birth date first. Don't ever give information to somebody that calls up and asks you like that, right? It's a scammer. They're just going right for your info, trying to get it from you. Don't do it. All right. So some examples of when you will encounter this red flag. Medicare and healthcare scams. They impersonate healthcare services, ask you to confirm personal information like Medicare number, date of birth. The scammers use that information to file fraudulent medical claims for medical services and equipment. All right. So again, don't give out this information to an unsolicited caller. You have to hang up. If you think that it's a legit person asking or a legit organization asking, you still have to hang up and then call back directly and verify. Government impersonation scams. Again, we're going to be talking about these next, but they'll impersonate Social Security or the IRS. They'll claim you're entitled to refund, but ask to confirm information. Right? You don't want to give that information to them. Never provide banking details to an unsolicited caller. Banking details, Medicare details, health details. So that's red flag number 5. The caller asked to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, or Medicare number. Yep, and Kitty's saying, a lot of the fake scam texts I get have a reply yes or click a link. I never reply, especially to unknown group chats. Yep, for sure. Absolutely. And the thing about those group chats, I'm glad you mentioned those group chats. A tip about those is, 1, never reply to a group chat, but you also shouldn't leave the group chat. Because what happens is when you leave, it announces it to group chat. And that's another example of telling the scammer that your number's active. Instead, what you want to do is you want to block the group, right? Because that will silently block them. They don't know if your phone number is active or not, and now you won't get any of their scams either. But yeah, as far as those group texts go, those group chats, you never want to reply and you never want to leave, because either way, you're notifying the scammer your number is active. Right? The best approach is just to block and delete. So that was 5 red flags, 10 red flags. And we have videos on our YouTube channel for both of those groups of 5. So check that out. Share it with a friend. And we're going to proceed to our next portion of the live stream, which is actually a 5-minute coffee break. Our first one of the evening, because we've been streaming since 5:45. So we're just crossing over almost about an hour and 20 minutes. And we still have lots of good stuff coming up here for you. The next batch of scams we're going to talk about is actually government scams. Government impersonation scams. Social Security, IRS. And then after that, we have some gift card received scams, investment scams. That's the one you sent us, Katie. The investment scam email. We're going to talk about arrest warrant scams, bank impersonation scams. Wrong number scams. It's a good one. Fake promotion scams for gift cards. So all good stuff here. Updating the agenda, and then we're going to take the quick 5-minute coffee break, get refilled and recaffeinated for everybody. All right. Actually, you know what? Let me test something real quick. You guys mind if I test something real quick? I'm going to test out the audio. Because, you know, whenever I play examples, I put my mic up to the speaker. I know it's kind of a rigged way to do things. So let me put my desktop audio on here. Let me know if there's any echoing when I play this Grandparent Scam example real quick. There's a sneak peek of the Grandparent video we're going to play shortly. But you guys okay? Just let me know if you hear any echo when I play this.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
You guys, let me know real quick. Was that like? Could you hear that, or was the echo really bad? Because I'll go back to doing it the way that I usually do it, but it's annoying when I have to hold it up to the speaker. So let me know if the volume was okay on that, just for my own reference, or if I have to do it a different way, because I can't tell if there was an echo or not. And on that note, while I'm waiting for you guys to reply, go get or caffeine refill. So I'll be back in 5 minutes, and let me know if you heard any echo or anything during that. Back in a minute. right. All right, so Katie was saying the volume is good, but there's still a slight echo. Yeah, that's the problem because my microphone is picking up the speaker. Hmm. Liz says she found her stash of Garbage Pail Kids cards. So, Liz, I have the whole, almost the entire series from 1980s, series 1 through 15. Like not even just one. I like almost all the entire. Yeah, that's what happened. I got one card and one card turned into. Now I need the collection, then a whole series. Now, yeah, I'll take a picture for Saturday. Go Garbage Pail Kids. I could create a whole separate YouTube channel about Garbage Pail Kids. Anyway, all right, people, let's keep going here. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. We're a little bit about almost an hour and a half in. We do this live stream every week to spread awareness about common scams that target individuals, just like you, me, your friends, your family. These are all scams that target individuals. And what we do on this live stream, we cover 20 different types of scams. We go over red flags. We just went over 10 red flags to help you identify and stop scams. If you missed them, we have videos about those on our YouTube channel, so go check out those videos later. And we show you real examples of recent scams that are circulating now. Active scams, email scams, phone call scams, text message scams. We're even going to show you some postal service scams that are still actively circulating. So lots of good stuff still coming up this evening. We're maybe just under halfway through the live stream, but we'll see how late we're going tonight. We're going to at least 9 o'clock, it looks like. So still time to invite some friends over here. Hit that like button. Like, follow, subscribe. Make sure to join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. It's free to join. We'll send you some useful information, reminders when we're going live, some scam awareness tips, all good stuff. Again, it's free to join, scamaware101.com. And follow us on social media, YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. It really does help. The likes, the follow, the subscribes. You know, it's a free way, you know, they can help support what we're doing over here. It doesn't cost anything, and it really does get our content out there. So like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. It really does help. And if you want to help out with a couple bucks, we do accept donations. Scamaware101.com/donate. You could also use the YouTube features. We have memberships enabled. Shout out to Katie, our #1 member out there. Appreciate you, Katie. And we also have the super thanks and the super chats enabled. Shout out to Dave, because I'm sure he leads everybody in the super chats. So appreciate you, Dave, as well. So anybody else wants to chip in, there's how you can help over on YouTube. Don't feel obligated, but the option is there. It's not free to do all this. So, but hit that like button, hit subscribe. That's what we're really here for. We just want to spread awareness and put something good out there. So again, make sure to join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. And before we continue into the scams, check out our YouTube store. Get yourself a Scamaware 101 coffee travel mug, some regular mugs, mouse pads, stickers, water bottles, all useful things that you would keep on your desk or give to a loved one to keep on their desk as a reminder not to fall for scams. So I know Liz scooped up some merch the other day, and I think actually Katie and Dave and everybody in the channel has. So I appreciate all of you that's scooped up a mug or a couple stickers here and there. It really does help. So anyway, with that said, let's get back into these scam examples. And for anybody that just joined, give us a like, say hi in the chat. We're streaming live on YouTube and Instagram. I'm mostly monitoring the YouTube chats, but I'm checking in on Instagram and Facebook here and there. So say hi, leave a comment, however, which way that you're watching, and still plenty more to come up. So invite some friends and get some more people in here. So the next scam we're going to talk about here, we're going to talk about some government impersonation scams. And government impersonation scams are a big problem. In fact, the first one that we're going to talk about, Social Security impersonation scam. It's such a big problem that Social Security has put warnings about scammers on their envelopes, right? So this is a picture of a real Social Security envelope, an envelope that went out from Social Security. Right? It's legit. It's not a scam. It's a real envelope that they were sending out with a real notice. And on the letter, printed on the envelope itself, not even hidden inside, printed on the outside of the envelope in big letters, scam alert. Scammers are pretending to be government employees. They may threaten you and may demand immediate payment to avoid arrest or other legal action. Do not be fooled. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up. Do not give them money or personal information. Report this scam at oigssa.gov. Right? So this gives you an idea of what a big problem it is that Social Security is actually going to have this warning, printed on their envelopes that they send out to people. So keep that aware when it comes to Social Security, because this is one of those scams where the scammers, they'll target you with an email. They'll target you with a phone call. They'll target you with a text message. They'll really target you from all directions. And even though they'll do this all year round, this time of year especially, the beginning of the year, because I believe Social Security changes go into effect or being talked about, or something's going on with Social Security. But this time of year, scammers like to take advantage of that. So watch out for these Social Security impersonation scams. I'm going to share an example of a email scam that impersonates Social Security here. And the first example is how it would look on your mobile device, right? And you can't really see who it's addressed to or who it's from. It just says Department of, right? And it says, get your new information now. To see your statement, please download the file from this link. It looks like the link points to ssa.gov. It says, we hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration services. Okay. That's what the email says. So it's impersonating Social Security, and it's claiming you have a new statement. It's trying to get you to click this link. Well, that link, it's a scam. It doesn't really point to ssa.gov. They did a good job of making it look like it does, but it doesn't. So if you look at this email on a computer, now you can see the email address that's actually from. Or if you want to see the email address too, you could also hit reply, right? Be careful. Don't click on the link, right? But if you're looking at it on your phone here and you want to see the from address, you could click on the Department of to see the from address, or you can hit reply and it should show you the address too, which is an interesting trick. But regardless, if you look at it on a computer, you could see it's not even from ssa.gov. It's actually from an email address outside the country. It's from a Kenyan email address, safaricom.co.ke. So right off the bat, it becomes more suspicious when you look at it on a computer. The other thing about this example is when you look at the link on a computer, when you move the mouse over it, you could see, again, not click it, but on a computer, you could see it actually points to a completely different website. It doesn't point to ssa.gov. It points to some random website with letters and numbers. So even though the link says ssa.gov, the scammers are trying to direct you to a different website. And this is an active email. So this email was originally reported to us February 6th, so about a year ago now, right? But as recently as last week, though, we're still seeing reports of this exact same scam circulating on the AARP scam tracking map. All right, so watch out for this email circulating, claiming to be from Social Security, claiming you have a new statement available. There's plenty of other agencies or that scammers impersonate. They use the same trick, right? Whether it's they claim to be from the IRS or Social Security, or really your bank, right? And they claim there's some kind of statement available, but it's the same trick. So be suspicious of any type of update like this. And this also goes to show another example of you don't have to click that link, right? Even if this really was a real statement available for you, log into your account directly. There's no reason to click the link or even test it, We have a couple of reports here that I screenshot and saved about this scam or these IRS impersonation scams. I forget what they say, so let's see what they say. If I saved them, it's probably because they were good. So, regarding Social Security scam, I received an email claiming to be from Social Security admin. First section of the email is as follows. We are reaching out to inform you of a critical issue concerning your Social Security number. Our system has detected unusual unauthorized activity linked to your Social Security number. As a precautionary measure, your Social Security number has been flagged for possible suspension. This action may affect your ability to access federal services, benefits, or identification verification systems tied to your Social Security profile. Okay, so that's a good example of an email scam that also impersonates Social Security. It's a great example of how they say there's some kind of issue with your Social Security number. All right, very common scam, whether they say it's with your Social Security number or your Medicare number, but the scam is the same. They say there's some kind of issue, and they try to get you to click a link. A couple more examples here. What did I say? Let's see. I received 2 separate emails. The latest Social Security Administrator statements, an SSA letterhead claiming that I have a new message. And that came with a PDF file attached and an EXE file attached, right? So in his case, he got an email that had a malicious file attached. This goes back to that red flag, right? Never open attachments that you weren't expecting. In this case, it was impersonating Social Security in that report. This other report, call from Sheldon saying my card services, saying my Social Security number is compromised. Then ask for my Social Security number. So this is a phone call report, right? Somebody called them up and claims Social Security number has been compromised. So that's a common narrative when it comes to these Social Security scams. Not, you know, they'll say you have a statement, or they'll say your Social Security number has been compromised. Yeah, so watch out for those Social Security scams. They're big right now. And those are all recent reports too within the past year. I think some of those were even, let's see, I think some of those were even in the past month. There's talked about there. Yeah, this last one here about the saying his Social Security number was compromised. That was from the first week of this year. So this was what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. All recent. So watch out for that scam, Social Security impersonation. Also, be aware of, this is just an example of a fake news article popped up on a front page of Google for me. Right, you can see it's right on the front page of Google on my Android device. I opened up Chrome and boom. Didn't even type anything, didn't even search for anything. And there's this fake news article. It says IRS confirms $2,000 direct deposit January. Right, but this is a fake news article. It takes them to a website, esphs.us, which is a bogus website. I looked up the Google results for it. There's nothing but fake pages that are listed on the site that are meant to scam you, right? All about Social Security or IRS stuff. That's not true. Right, so you see this fake article pop up, you know, whether you're searching it, whether you're actually searching on a news site, or if it's just fed to you for opening Chrome, like in my case. And the idea is what happens is you click on this fake article thinking it has something to do with IRS or Social Security, some kind of payment. Right? But what happens, I'm going to show you the video here. It takes you to the fake virus alert pop-up. The examples that I used earlier when I showed the fake virus alerts. Right? This is actually how I ended up on them. You have this fake news article right there on Google's homepage. First thing you see, fake news article, IRS confirms $2,000 deposit. You click it. Look how quick it goes. You click it, and in 1 second, it just shows the fake article for 1 second, and pops up the alert. Say, watch. Click it, boom. Fake article, boom, alert. That's how quick it is. But then you get the alert, and it tries to trick you into downloading a malicious app. And it all stems from that fake article that tries to claim there's something going on with the IRS, the deposit. All right, so it's not necessarily an IRS impersonation scam, but it's an example of a tax season scam that you need to watch out for. This was from a few weeks ago. I showed it on the live stream for the first time. I think it was the first live stream of the year I showed this. So watch out for it. And speaking of government impersonation scams, IRS, Social Security. Ends in this tax season. Especially important to be aware of these right now. Tax and IRS impersonation scams. Fraudsters impersonate tax authorities, claiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrest. Other times, it's not listed here, but other times they'll claim you're entitled to some kind of refund or payment, but you need to confirm your details. And they'll steal whatever details you confirm, like your bank details. And those are examples I'm going to actually show you right now. So the first example impersonates the IRS. You're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We'll deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check. And it's got that fake link. They put irs.gov in a link address, try to make it more convincing, but it actually goes to a completely different website, .gov.subsidy-ion. And there's that red flag we mentioned, right? The please reply with yes and exit and reopen text message. There's an example of it for you right there. Now, this example of this text message scam that's impersonating the IRS, we were actually warned about this text message specifically from the IRS last year. They provided this example, and they warned that there is no $1,400 economic impact payment. And if there was, they don't notify the people through text message anyhow. So if you get some kind of text message like this, it's not real, it's a scam, ignore it, delete it, block it, don't trust it. And here's an example from Colorado, a warning actually from Colorado. I saved this example from a warning a couple months ago from them. And you see in their example, it came from +63, 63 country code, right? And it says Colorado Department of Revenue. So they're trying to impersonate the Colorado Department of Revenue. And it's the same type of scam. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information by October 22nd, 2025. We will deposit the funds in your bank account or mail a paper check. All right, so the same type of scam. The text is a little different. It lists a few different banks, official partnerships, Chase, M&T, yada, yada, yada. And then it's got the fake link, right? A little bit more threatening. Failure to submit required payment will permanently disqualify you from receiving this refund. And then they include the little reply yes message we talked about, the red flag message. But it's just another example of whether it's IRS impersonation or Department of Revenue impersonation. They're claiming you're entitled to a refund. They're trying to trick you and clicking a link and providing your details. Don't fall for it. It's a scam. And one last example of that to share with you, just to drive the point home that once it's in one state, it's in all of them. Here's one that impersonates New Jersey Department of Taxation. Again, came from 63, Philippines, country code. But it says your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information by September 16th, 2025. So again, just a few months ago, they put nj.com in the website name, but that's not that. So yeah, watch out for tax and IRS impersonation scams. And just because the examples I just shared are all text message scams, this is one of those scams where, again, we're being attacked from all directions, right? You got to watch out for phone call scammers, text message scammers, email scammers, all impersonating IRS or Department of Revenue or claiming there's something going on with your taxes, especially right now during tax season. So watch out for them. The other tax-related scam we're going to talk about here are tax forgiveness phone calls. Let me know if you get any of these lately, because I get them all the time. And the thing with these tax forgiveness scams is basically fraudsters impersonate accountants offering tax forgiveness services, but they're going to either fail to provide the service and just steal your money, or they're going to steal your information to commit identity theft crimes with various identity theft, or they're going to somehow get your banking details and financial details from you as part of this scam. And it all starts off with just offering you some kind of tax forgiveness, right? So really at the end of the day, and I'm going to play some examples of these phone calls you might get right now, but at the end of the day, if you think you're entitled to some kind of tax forgiveness, reach out to an actual accountant, right? Don't trust these random phone calls from these shady accountants, supposedly, or tax forgiveness services. All right. And I'm going to play you the two examples of phone calls here for you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try something out. I'm going to play the phone call, but I'm going to mute my microphone when I do it, and we'll see how it sounds. All right, so do me a favor, everybody. When I play this example for you, let me know if it still echoes or not, and let me know how the volume is, okay? So I'm going to play you a tax forgiveness phone call right now.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick, and I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you.
Okay, how'd that sound this time? Because I put my microphone on mute while I played it, so there shouldn't have been any echo. But that was an example of a tax forgiveness phone call you might receive from one of these tax forgiveness company scams. That one was actually reported to me by multiple people too, in addition to me receiving it as well. I'm going to play another one for you. And what's interesting about this phone call is it's actually a robo call, just like that one. And what it does tell is the person asks question. They're in the recording. It asks question. Okay, excellent. So the audio was good. Great. So I'm going to do it that way again for the next few. And just let me know, just keep me posted if it starts sounding bad again. Now, the trick is I'm going to have to remember to take myself off of mute each time. So we'll see if, place your bets how many times I forget to take myself off of mute now when I do this. Anyway, one more example of a tax forgiveness phone call recording I'm going to play for you. And what's funny about this one is, and this was one that I received, it's a recording where they try to make it sound like somebody's actually on the other end. They try to make it seem like it's not recording. The recording asks you a question and then he pauses for a couple seconds as if he's listening to your answer, right? And then whether you answer or not, and in this example, I stayed quiet. So when you hear silence, it's real. It's like I stayed quiet, right? And then you hear them acknowledge it as if, oh yes, okay, I got you. I wrote down what you said. And then he asks another question, right? So it's a recording where for the first 30 seconds, try to make it seem like you're talking to somebody. It's a shady little trick that they use, right? So I'm going to play that right now for you. Let's see how it goes. Hello?
Hello? I can hear you now. My name is Anthony. I'm actually one of the assistants to the director for the National Tax Relief Program. How you doing? Great. So listen, I've personally been tasked with reaching out to make sure you received information about a brand new federally approved program designed to help people who may be dealing with tax debt. It's called the Tax Dismissal Program. It's something that's helped thousands of people reduce or sometimes even completely eliminate what they owe to the IRS. Can I ask you, do you currently owe any back taxes at the moment? Okay. Do you have any unfiled tax years or any unpaid back balances? Okay, great. Let me get you this updated information. You're just going to hear a brief recording. Okay, so this special program has been recently approved as of June 2025.
Right, see how that worked? The recording was designed to make it sound like someone's actually listening to me. All right, and then about 20, 30 seconds in, he goes, okay, great, let me play a quick recording. And then they go into their recording. All right, pretty shady and tricky. Why would you want to trust somebody like that anyway? So be aware of those tax forgiveness scam phone calls circulating. Look, they go around all year long, and especially now that tax season is here. In fact, I got some interesting feedback from somebody who got one of these calls last year during tax season. He happened to get it right after he filed. And the first thought that crossed his mind, because he had recently filed, was, oh, I must have messed up something on my taxes because of the timing, right? But then he realized afterwards, oh, wait a minute, this is a scam. But see how that works? You file your taxes, and then coincidentally, just timing-wise, a week or two later, you happen to get a phone call. You might think to yourself, you might react quickly, be like, well, this must be because I filed, and fall for the scam. So don't fall for any of these tax forgiveness scams that are claiming you owe back taxes, trying to scare you into using their services. We're going to keep going into more scams here. Lots of good stuff still to come up. We're coming up on our third hour, rounding out towards the end of our second hour here. 10 more minutes, and we've been on for 2 hours. We've been on since 5:45 p.m. Eastern. How are we all doing this evening? We're streaming live, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. If you're watching, say hi, leave some comments. I'm bouncing back and forth to Facebook and Instagram, seeing if anybody's talking in the chats. I'll do my best to answer, but I'm mostly monitoring YouTube. And so far, Facebook hasn't dropped yet, so that's nice. Every other week, it seems sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we're still live, so that's good. We're gonna keep on going. We keep rolling with it. We get disconnected, hop on over to YouTube. So, and if you're silently watching on YouTube, let me know. Let me know. Give me some reactions. Give me some likes, some follows. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're there. Let me know you're watching. I'm not really monitoring the view count, so I only know if you're there. There we go. Nigella, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, you're here a little early this time. I might actually have some new content you usually catch on the live stream. Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. I tell you, I love it. You know, it's like, even though we don't get I haven't got many new viewers talking tonight. Well, we had like one or two, but I do love it when all the regulars show up, right? It's like you guys, the dream team is here right now. You know, we got Dave, John, Katie, Nigella, Liz, all the usuals. Appreciate you all. Did I forget anybody? Who did I forget? Nah, I said everybody, I think. Except that guy, John. We just tolerate that guy, John. But anyway. All right, next scam we're going to talk about here is gift card received email scams. All right, so you need to watch out for this type of scam. And how it works is victims receive an email notification that they received a gift card. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by clicking a link, malware is installed on a device or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. An example of an email you might get that claims you received a gift card, but it's a scam. Here's one that impersonates Venmo. It says your $50 gift card is here. And it says your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. All right, but this is a scam. What happens, you click that link to activate, it's going to steal your personal details or install malware. All right, so you have to be suspicious when you get unexpected emails like this. And in this case, what you do is, since it says it's an employee rewards card, what you do is before clicking anything, reach out to your employer and confirm if they actually sent it to you or not, right? Just like if it says it came from a family member or a friend, right? Before you click or anything, trust it. Call them first and confirm. Reach out to them first. You're going to want to say thank you anyway, right? So reach out, confirm. If they sent it to you, great. Say thank you. If they didn't, then you know it was a scam. But watch out for these gift card received scams. Because always remember, scammers know things about you, right? So they might know a family member's name. They might know where you work. So they'll send these fake emails, but they'll be personalized. So watch out for this type of scam. All right. Katie, well, it was good seeing you. I'm glad you tuned in tonight. Have fun. I hope your dinner turns out well. It was good seeing you. And stay tuned. You'll be seeing me posting things about that webinar coming up in February. It's gonna be February 25th. We already got people signing up for it, which is great. And you know, since you're a YouTube member, I'll be streaming it as a members only live stream. So I'll keep you posted. You'll start seeing me post some updates to YouTube members, right? So you'll see some post to members soon with that update, and probably some emails too going out from the mailing list. So making things happen. I appreciate you, and hey, have a great weekend. Oh, and we're just about ready to go over the example. And on that note, too, we're going to talk about this investment scam that Katie actually provided to us. So his next example is an email, investment scam email. It's an interesting example because there's so many red flags. So I'm glad that I have this example. It's a great example of a red flag email. So first of all, you get this email. It's claiming to be from somebody from some holdings company, right? And right off the bat, it comes from an Outlook.com email address. So it doesn't come from like an official domain name or anything like that. It comes from an Outlook.com free email address. So suspicious right there. And then the email continues to say, "Dear friend." All right, so it's not even addressed to you specifically. It just says friend. So that's always a red flag that this email is probably being sent to thousands of other people too. And that's why it's addressed to "Dear friend." All right, the email goes on to say, he's a holdings company. He's reaching out to you. He has a budget that he wants to do an investment. It goes into this whole story. Doesn't really make sense. Doesn't really matter. The point is, He says he's got $70 million and he wants to welcome your advice on how to utilize it, which could get somebody's attention, right? Could get somebody's attention. Wow, $70 million. Let me respond to this guy anyway, right? And another red flag is at the end on a signature, the only number they give is a WhatsApp phone number, which that's a red flag. Remember we mentioned WhatsApp earlier when we were talking about red flags and trying to get you to download a third-party app. When the only contact number they leave is a WhatsApp number, that's a red flag, right? And then one of the most peculiar things about this scam, he attached, or supposedly attached, is the guy's passport. All right, so keep in mind, you've never spoken with this person before. The emails come from a complete stranger offering you a bunch of money, and it says, here's my passport to prove that's me. Right? Well, first of all, you shouldn't be sending out pictures of your passport to strangers in the first place. You know, just keep that in mind for yourself. It's not normal to send out pictures of your passport to people. And in reality, this is probably either a stolen passport or a AI-generated passport. But it's an interesting example of investment scam. You just get this random email, it has a passport attached and all these other red flags, you know, offering you $70 million. So watch out for this type of email scam. You know, in this case, they were a holding company. Some other case, it might be some Nigerian prince or some rich philanthropist that's giving away money. All right, but they're all common scam narratives, and don't fall for them. Whether it's an email or a letter, right? Even if you receive a letter like this, an actual letter delivered to your house, that doesn't mean you could trust it. So look out for that investment scam. How are we all doing this evening? Let me know if you're still here watching. Pretty decent crowd tonight. We got about a little over an hour left. We're going to about 9 o'clock tonight. At least that's the plan. Going to at least 9 o'clock tonight. If anybody's just joining, welcome to the live stream. Make sure to hit that like button. Give us a follow. Like, follow, subscribe. Lots of good stuff still coming up. So you can still share this live stream. Still plenty of time to invite some more friends, some more people on here. We're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm trying to monitor all the chats, but I'll be responding quickliest. Quickliest. I just made that word up. Quickliest. That's how I shall be responding to the YouTube chats. So if you would like a quickly response, YouTube chats are the best way. But I will be checking into Instagram and Facebook as well. So say hi and hit that like button. And let's continue on. We have lots more scams to talk about this evening. Next one we're going to talk about here is arrest warrant scams. We did a video about this one. We even included some clips from local media reports and announcements from sheriff's departments and law enforcement. So check out that video a little later. It's pretty good. Arrest warrant scams is when a victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. All right, this could be a scary situation. You think you're going to get arrested, right? And this is one of those scams where when they call you, the caller ID will show the sheriff's phone number on your caller ID, right? We haven't mentioned that much yet on this live stream. Scammers can manipulate caller ID. They could show somebody else's phone number and name on caller ID. So just because your caller ID says it's the bank, it doesn't mean it is. And in this case, just because it says it's the sheriff, it doesn't mean it is. So you can understand how this could be a scary situation. Somebody who doesn't know that gets a phone call. The caller ID said it's the sheriff's department. The person on the call says that you missed jury duty and you're going to be arrested if you don't pay fines immediately. It could be a scary situation. All right, and that's how these arrest warrant scams work. The victim is tricked. They're usually instructed to go deposit money into a Bitcoin ATM or at a prepaid account or at Walmart, right? Which are all suspicious red flag payment methods, right? Somebody ever tells you to use a Bitcoin ATM or to purchase prepaid cards or gift cards, it's a scam, don't trust it. But there's even been reports in these arrest warrant scams that they'll provide fake paperwork too. It'll look like it's a real arrest warrant and court documents with your name, but it's fraudulent. You'll never underestimate how far these scammers will go to try and convince you that their scam is legit. Again, lots of warnings out about these arrest warrant scams. A lot of times they'll say you missed jury duty, or they'll say there was charges against you that you failed to show up and fight, so now you have to pay the fees or be arrested. hang up. If your concern is real, ask them, confirm which organization they're calling from, supposedly what sheriff's department, and hang up and reach out directly. Again, you can't, even if it shows their number on the caller ID, you can't trust it. So keep that in mind. Watch out for these arrest warrant scams. Lots of warnings about this out there, especially for the police departments, because they don't like being impersonated, right? This is the type of scam where they're being impersonated. So next scam we're going to talk about. Bear with me, bring up the slide here. This is a super important one to be aware of. Wrong number scams. So look, you ever wonder why you get so many text messages from wrong numbers? Well, it's a scam, right? And what these scammers do is they try to reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. When someone replies wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim, right? After they build trust, they'll evolve the scam into a romance scam or a pig butchering scam that steals money from the victim. Pig butchering scam is an investment scam, right? But the thing about these wrong number scams and romance scams and pig butchering scams, the thing with those scams is they're long-term scams. The victim's willing to spend weeks gaining your trust, having conversations, messaging you about random stuff throughout the day to gain your trust, right? And within a couple weeks, you think this person's actually a friend. And that's when they hit you with the, hey, I have an investment opportunity for you. Or they hit you with the romance scam, right? So something like that. They all start from something that seems as innocent as a wrong number text message. We did a video about this scam. It's our most popular video on YouTube. We got over 102,000 views, which is amazing. Usually we're lucky to get a couple thousand views on our videos, and that's lucky. But this one got over 102,000 videos. So I'd love to have some more videos like that go viral. But what's interesting is we did get a lot of comments, and a lot of the comments confirmed that the examples I'm about to share with you right now, they received the exact same messages, right? So that just goes back to showing you that these scammers are sending these text messages to hundreds and thousands of numbers a day, right? Whether it's their undeliverable package text message scams or their unpaid road toll scams or these wrong number text message scams. They're sending them out to hundreds and thousands of phone numbers a day, and it's a numbers game to them. They know eventually some people are going to fall for it or some people are going to give in to the urge to reply. So let's look at a few of these wrong number scam examples. And look, they could start in something as innocent as excuse me, this is Emma, or hey Anna, I'm Josie, right? Or it can even just start with hi, okay? Because the whole idea is these scammers want you to reply. Even if you reply back to say, sorry, wrong number, or who is this, right? You just failed because you let them know you read messages and reply, right? You read messages that they send to you. So now they're going to target you with more messages, more scams. So even replying to somebody to say wrong number or who is this, you're setting yourself up to be scammed. Me personally, I don't reply at all, right? I don't reply. Even if it seems like it's a legit wrong number, it's not worth it, right? You want to be nice, but it's not worth it because 99% of the time it's going to be a scammer. So they'll realize it's a wrong number. If it's really a wrong number, they'll realize it, right? And if it's important and it really is somebody you know, eventually they'll say something, you realize it is somebody you know. But don't reply. Don't get tricked by these wrong number scams. Here's a couple more examples. All right, this one starts out with just hi. It starts out with hi, right? Person replies back, hi, who's this? Boom, you failed. Now they know your number's active. But the scammer continues. Hi, I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked this number for me. Right? Victim replies back, hi, sorry, you have the wrong number. Scammer goes, oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. Right? Victim replies back, that's okay, no problem. Right? It should stop at if this was really a wrong number, the conversation should have stopped at this point, right? But because it's a scam, the scammer keeps going, right? And they continue. They say, that's okay, no problem. They continue. Thank you very much. You are a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? Right? We reply back, Pat. They say, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia, currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right? And they proceed to ask more details. They ask you your age, right? They just ask where I live. They ask my name. And that's how these scams go. They gather information about you first. age, name, location, right? And then they determine what scam to target you with. Usually a romance or investment scam. Got one more example I'm going to share with you here. See, in this example, text message comes in, "Hi Byron, I'm Jane," right? And then it includes a picture with it, right? So you notice the text message comes in at 1:58 p.m., right? No reply. We don't reply. We don't answer, right? And then at 5:58 p.m. on the dot, 4 hours on the dot, you get the follow-up text. "Have you gotten the pictures I sent?" Okay. So now the reason I share this example is for a few reasons. One, they'll include a picture, right? So keep that in mind. I don't think it's your lucky day. Sorry, fellas. All right. But then the other thing is 4 hours later on the dot, you get the follow-up message, whether you replied or not. And the reason I point this out is because this isn't a real person sitting there sending out these text messages, right? This is a clue about how this is a bot. This is a bot that's sending out the same text message with the same picture to hundreds of thousands of phone numbers, right? And when somebody doesn't reply, 4 hours later, right, because it's programmed, 4 hours later, if no reply, send the follow-up. "Have you gotten the pictures I sent?" Right? That's why it happened 4 hours on the dot, because it's a bot that's programmed to do this, right? They're sending out hundreds of thousands of text messages, and they're programmed to follow up if you don't answer. So don't think like, this is a real person because a bot or scammer wouldn't take the time to follow up. They would, and their bots do, right? And once it gathers the information about you, eventually you get handed over to a real person who continues their scam, whether it's a romance scam or pig butchering scam, right? The picture that they included, let's talk about it for a minute. So not so long ago, what you used to be able to do was you used to be able to take the picture and used to be able to run a reverse image lookup. And what that would do is it would tell you if the picture was found anywhere else. In other words, if the picture might have been stolen from someone and used by a scammer, right? Because if it had been a legit picture, the idea is it wouldn't have shown up used as all these different names and profiles, right? Well, now because of AI, the scammers can just generate these images and they won't show up when you try to find them anywhere else because they're brand new images. They're not even a real person. They're AI generated, right? So in this case, is this a real person? Is it AI generated? I'm going to go with AI generated, but who knows? The point is, scammers, they can generate pictures of people and try to get you to reply to them, right? So when you're having conversations with them, they could generate more pictures to send you. They make it seem like they're sending you pictures of them. Right? Videos. They can generate pictures, make you think they're having a video call or sending a video of them, right? AI. They're making these scammers much harder to detect, right? So anyway, back to these wrong number scams. Don't fall for them when you get these text messages. "Oh, I'm sorry, it was the wrong number, but you seem nice. Let's be friends," right? Tons of comments on the video we released, and so many of them confirmed that example I just shared, they got the exact same text message, exact same picture, right? So don't fall for these wrong number scams. They're a big problem, and people are losing a lot of money to them. All right. Next scam we're going to talk about, excuse me, is a fake promotion scam. It's a phone call version of this scam. And this one uses gift cards. It's a great example of how whenever you hear somebody mention gift cards, it needs to be a red flag, right? Because we know scammers love receiving gift cards because once the money is sent, you're not going to be able to retrieve it, right? And whenever you hear mention of a gift card, you have to pause and think to yourself, wait a minute, is this a scam, right? Because I'm telling you, these scammers, they have all these creative ways to get you to buy gift cards. And this is one of them I'm going to share with you right now. So I'm going to frame this for you first, and I'm going to play the voicemail recording. But the way these fake promotion scams work is they try to trick you into thinking there's some kind of promotion going on, and they get you to buy these gift cards, to pay with these gift cards. They usually impersonate a service provider, right? And they'll offer the victim a discount for paying with a retail gift card. And then victims are tricked into purchasing gift cards and sending them to the scammer, right? And an example I'm going to share with you right now is a recording. They impersonate Comcast, right? So you get this phone call, impersonates Comcast. It says, "Call back this number," right? There's that red flag where they say, "Call back this number." And if you call back that number, they're going to impersonate Comcast, but you're actually talking to a scammer, All right, so I'm going to play you that recording in a moment to be aware of. But how the scam works now is you call them up, and what they say is your 50% discount's going to expire today. Your bill's going to double. But we have another promotion going on with Target. Or we have another promotion going on with Apple, right? And if you go to the store and you purchase a $500 Target gift card and you pay with that in advance, we'll apply that discount, that 50% discount, to your bill for the year, right? And that's how they trick you into going to the store, purchasing the $500 gift card, right? And you think you're sending it to Comcast, paying for your Comcast bill, keeping your discount in place, right? Because you don't want your bill to double, right? They said your 50% discount's going to expire. Your bill's going to double if you don't do this, right? But it's all a scam. You send this gift card to them thinking that you're getting in on some kind of deal, promotion they have with Target or Apple, but you're not. You're actually being tricked and sending it to scammers. So let me play you a recording of how that call will sound. All right, there's the phone call that impersonates Comcast. They're trying to trick you into calling them back. There we go.
Hello. This voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
Right, so there was that red flag we talked about earlier too, where they said callback number on caller ID, right, instead of leaving an actual number. So look, if you were concerned that was actually a real call from Comcast, the correct way to handle it would be go look up Comcast's number like on your bill, or log into your Comcast account directly, right, and reach out to Comcast directly. But don't trust the phone number that was left or the phone number that was showed on the caller ID, right? These are how scammers trick you into calling fake phone numbers. And in this case, they call you, they tell you your bill's about to double because your promotion is going to expire. They tell you got to call back, right? So I could see how somebody could get scared and be like, my bill's going to double, let me call back. And they trick you into, hey, we got a promotion going on with Target, go purchase these gift cards. It's a clever gift card scam, right? These scammers always have these clever ways to get you to purchase gift cards. So whenever you hear gift card mentioned, don't fall for it, right? It's a big red flag. It could be a scam. How we all doing out there this evening? Anybody that's just joined, watching behind the scenes, maybe not talking, welcome to the live stream. Make sure to join the free mailing list that we have on our website, scamaware101.com. Join the free mailing list. We'll send you some scam awareness tips. We're trying to put something good out there, get the word out about these scams, and help people be aware and protect themselves and their loved ones. Too many nightmare horror stories about people losing their life savings, retired folks and older folks losing their life savings. And listen, younger folks actually fall for more scams than the older folks do, right? Fun fact, people don't realize this. The younger folks fall for more scams, but the older folks lose more money to the scams because they have their retirement saved up. They have years of, their savings, their 401ks or whatever they have, all the money they put away all those years, they lose to these scammers. These scammers take life savings, right? So even though the older folks, at least according to reports, fall for less scams than younger folks, they're actually losing more, and it's destroying lives. It's destroying the lives of older folks because they lose everything that they've worked for and saved up for, right? So awareness is key. Being able to spot these scams before you lose money is key, and that's why we do this, to try to spread awareness and hopefully prevent some of those nightmare scenarios from happening, right? So give us a like, give us a follow, join our free mailing list. It really does help. And we do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. So we just, we're 2 hours, 15 minutes in. We'll be going for about another hour until about 9 o'clock here. So we still got some more good scam examples coming up. Check out our merch store. We have some cool merch available: coffee mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, stickers, Scamware 101 merch. It's in our YouTube channel store. And also we have a link on our website. It says gift shop and merch at the bottom of our site here. You can also donate directly, scamaware101.com/donate. And we have YouTube memberships enabled along with super chats and super thanks too. So feel free to hit that super thanks button or thanks button, and we'll gladly accept a few bucks if you want to help that way. But we appreciate likes, follows, and subscribes as well. So help us out there. It's a free way to spread awareness and help get the word out about these scams. And again, we focus on scams that target individuals, right? Sure, some of these scams might also target businesses, but they all target individuals, and that's what we're trying to spread awareness about. Help out these individuals that resources aren't really there for as much. So follow us on your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. Join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. And give us a like, follow, and subscribe. Now we're going to take our second and final quick 5-minute break. And in 5 minutes, we're going to be back, and we will continue with some more scams. We have some QR code scams coming up. My favorite batch of scams. We're going to go over grandparent scams, fake order scams, inheritance scams, secret shopper scams. Yeah, lots of good stuff still coming up. So stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe. And we're going to be back in about 5 minutes. And let me test out the theme song while I'm away. Hopefully it's not too loud. I haven't played it yet tonight.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, threaten wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamaware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, leave you broken despair. Stay woke, my equal, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate. You acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears, they'll sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.
Thank you, Johnny. I did it. I knew it was going to happen. I was on mute. I was sitting there answering and replying, and I was on mute. I knew it was going to happen. I'm so glad that I was sitting there answering and instead of not going into the examples yet. I knew it. I knew it too. John said he knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I called it. I called it before it even happened. I got to find a way. What I got to do, you know what it is? I don't have a button on this mic to do that. I got this like annoying knob. There's no light or anything. So like I need to get a microphone that has like a mute button. This way I'll see the red light and it'll remind me I'm mute. But anyway, thanks for good looking out though. I appreciate it. What I was saying while I was on mute was Dave has requested that I perform the theme song live on a live stream one of these days. So I'm thinking maybe at the end of the year, I'm planning a big 3-day event at the end of the year with like a scam awareness 3-day seminar, right? Maybe I'll do the theme song live at the end of the year. So I'll keep you posted. Anybody else, let me know if you want me to go perform the theme song live. Could be fun. Anyway, let's continue with some more scam examples here. And as I was saying, I'm back from the coffee break, and now we're going to continue uninterrupted for the rest of the live stream. That was the second and final break of the evening. We are about 2.5 hours, almost 2.5 hours in, and we're going until about 9 o'clock-ish. So, uninterrupted. Let's continue with some more common scams to watch out for and be aware of. And if you're just joining, hit that like button, give us a follow, subscribe. Still some time to share this live stream, get some more people in here. Join the Scamaware 101 mailing list on scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list and follow us on social media. Now, let's continue into some QR code scam examples here. So the first example we're going to show, this is an example of a snail mail scam too, is a postcard. Right, a postcard arrives, it's offering you a free gift, and it's got a QR code to scan. So victims receive a physical postcard in the mail offering a free gift. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by scanning a QR code, malware is installed on their device, or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. Right, and here's an example of what that postcard might look like. Notice how it's offering the wireless earbuds. For those who were on earlier, we saw an example of a fake retail website offering these wireless earbuds, right? They're a hot item. It's an example of how these scammers, they know what popular items to try and offer people to incentivize them to scan that QR code and fall for the scam, right? Who doesn't want some free earbuds? But if you scan that QR code, you'll get all your information stolen. Amazon login, credit card details, at least according to the person who reported it. So if you get a free offer in the mail, always remember, it goes back to that. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And be suspicious about scanning QR codes that you weren't expecting them. You don't know who they're from. We're going to talk some more about these QR codes. Because the thing about these QR codes too is all these traditional scams, old traditional postal service scams, where they mail you a letter, and now they can put these QR codes on them. It kind of brought new life into these old traditional scams for postal service. Now they can put a QR code on a letter or a QR code on a postcard. It's much easier to get victims to scan it and end up on a website. So a lot of older scams now are coming back, thanks to QR codes. Another interesting scam that we're seeing for QR codes is for parking meters. And here was a warning from the BBB, their Business Bureau, about this scam actually. So what the scammers are doing is they're printing stickers out with malicious QR codes, right? The scammers QR code. They're putting it on stickers, and they're putting their stickers on top of legit QR codes out in public. An example of that is parking meters, right? These scammers are taking their malicious QR codes, they're slapping them on parking meters. So when people go to pay a parking meter, you know how it's all done on an app now, right? And there's a QR code that you're supposed to scan that brings up the app. Well, people that scan that QR code, it actually brings up a fake app or a fake website now, because the scammers put their sticker on top of the QR code. So the victim thinks that they're paying for parking, but they're actually providing their payment details to the scammer, right? The victim goes about their day, go out to a restaurant or wherever, thinking their car's parked and paid for. They come back, their car's gone, Worst case, their car's gone because they didn't pay for parking and they thought they did, and they have a ticket. All right. So watch out for this type of scam. Oh, and their payment details get stolen, obviously, too, because they paid a scammer instead of parking, right? Which is the whole point of scam. They're trying to steal your payment details. You know, your car getting towed and getting ticketed after all that is just a side effect. You know, the whole point of scam was just to steal your payment details. You know, your car gets towed, oh well. That's how a scammer looks at it. So anyway, it's just another example of, in public, you got to be careful scanning those QR codes, making sure they're not tampered with. They don't look like somebody put a sticker on top of them. You know, in the case of parking, right, just open the app directly. Don't scan the QR code. This goes back to the same advice that I give about links. If you could avoid clicking the link altogether, just go to the website directly, right? Don't even click the link. Same thing goes for QR codes. You know, if you could just go to the website directly, do that instead of scanning the QR code. Well, sometimes you can't avoid it, right? And if that's the case, if you have to scan the QR code, at least preview where it goes to. Make sure it looks like it's going to the legit website. You know, when it opens the website, make sure it went to where it was supposed to, as far as you could tell. You know, but the best QR code, the safest one, is one that you don't have to scan at all, and you could just bypass it completely. So, but anyway, watch out for these fake parking meter scams out in public with QR codes. And staying on topic of parking scams and QR codes out in public, there's been quite a few reports of these fake paper tickets, these fake parking violation paper tickets being left, you know, on people's windshield and on their cars. The reports mostly come from cities. Like this one is the city of Houston, and I'm pretty sure that Denver was another city this report was coming out of. It's pretty much in all major cities at this point, right? But you get this fake parking ticket violation, an actual paper left on your car, and it has a QR code on it to pay the violation, right? The person's covering the QR code with their fingers in this picture, right? But there's a QR code under their fingers. And you scan that QR code, you think you're paying a parking violation. There is no parking violation. The whole thing's fake, but what you're actually doing is you're giving your payment details to a scammer, right? And you're not just paying a scammer, you know, $75 or whatever the parking violation is. What you're doing is you're giving them your payment details, which they're going to use. They're going to steal, and they're going to use your payment details to purchase a $5,000 big screen TV or something. Right. So don't fall for this scam if you get these fake parking tickets left in your windshield. You know, make sure to confirm it's real. Go to an official government website. Don't trust any websites that haven't been listed on the paper. You know, in this case, there's not an example, but I'm sure they're out there. Be suspicious of QR codes become more and more popular. Watch out. All right. Next up, got a good batch of scams here. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. All right. Yeah, we got Grandparent Scam. I got a fascinating video of Grandparent Scams I'm going to share with you in a moment. We're going to talk about fake order scams. Super important to be aware of these fake order scams. This type of scams target us from all directions. Text messages, phone calls, and emails. Right, so we're going to talk about fake order scams in a moment. Inheritance scams. I have an example of a snail mail letter to show you about inheritance scams to watch out for. And we're going to talk about secret shopper check scams, which is an interesting scam that's also a snail mail scam. It's actively circulating, important to be aware of. And it tricks you into purchasing gift cards, right? So it's another clever scam to be aware of that tries to get you to purchase gift cards. So that's our last batch of scams coming up. We actually got 4 more scams. That's the batch of 4 more scams to go. And then we're not over quite yet after that, right? So we're going to talk about these last 4 scams. But if you've ever been on our live stream before and you've hung out to the end, you would know that at the end of every live stream, we spend the last 20 minutes or so taking a look at the AARP scam tracking map. It's actually my favorite portion of the live stream usually because we get to actually see some reports that came in as recently as 2 days ago, right? So we get a good idea of what scams are circulating. If we covered the scams that are trending and important to know about, or if there's any new ones starting to pop up or becoming more popular that we need to cover, it's a great resource and it's a fun thing to do at the end of the live stream. So stay tuned. We still got more coming up. If you're still with me, if you're not falling asleep out there, out there on the East Coast, I get it. But West Coast people, hang out with me. But let me know you're watching too. Say hi in the chat. Give me some reactions. We're streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I think. Let me make sure we're still on Facebook. We are. Yep. Still going strong on Facebook. All right, cool. And Instagram. Yep, we're good. Sometimes they crash out, but we're good so far. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Come say hi. Leave a comment. Say hi in the chat. Join the free mailing list on scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. And this next scam we're going to talk about is grandparent scams. And this one, scammers impersonate a distressed relative, claiming they have been arrested and needing financial help. The victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. So the thing about these grandparent scams is what's terrible about them is they specifically target older folks. They target your grandparents. They target seniors, right? Because that's why it's called a grandparent scam, right? And you might be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, they impersonate their daughter, their granddaughter, or a loved one and convince them that they're in trouble. I would know if it was my grandkids calling or if my grandchildren were in trouble. Well, I beg to differ, right? So anyway, I have a video that we're going to play for you right now. What's great about this video is of a scammer from the Dominican Republic. And it's from this YouTuber, right? There's a YouTuber. He goes by name Scam Sandwich. You could check out his YouTube channel for the full video if you want, right? The full video is fascinating, but I just have a short clip here. But just to give you the backstory and frame it up before we play it, right? So this YouTuber, he hacked into the scammer's computer and got into his webcam. So what we're about ready to watch right now is a recording of a real scammer, an actual scammer. It's a recording that we got through his webcam, and he doesn't realize he was recorded. But we're going to watch this scammer perform a grandparent scam. So you could see how he impersonates the loved one, and he's going to impersonate the police officer, and you could hear how the victim could be tricked, right? And one other thing to keep in mind before I play this video for you, this short video, is that this scammer, he's known as an opener. His job is to call the victim first and open the scam, right? He initiates contact and gets the victim hooked, right? Once he's got the victim tricked and on the hook, he hands off the scam to other scammers known as closers, right? So what we're going to watch is him opening the scam, okay? So with that said, I'm going to put myself on mute again. And it's a great opportunity to watch me forget that I'm on mute in about a minute or two after this video finishes. So make sure to watch the video, stay till the end. You can probably watch me forget that I'm on mute and make a fool out of myself again. But in the meantime, this is a grandparent scammer. He's from the Dominican Republic. And this is him performing a grandparent scam. You're going to see him impersonate the loved one, the police officer, and see if you can understand how someone could fall for this. All right, because I understand. When I saw the video, it made me understand how somebody could fall for this. So anyway, here we go.
Oh.
Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2, the...
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right. Bye.
The next
All right, off of mute. So you hear that example of a grandparent scam? You see that video, how he impersonates the loved one, then he impersonates a police officer, right? He's a clever scammer. He does this for a living. And I could see how this could be convincing because it's literally only for like the first 20 seconds that he impersonates the loved one, right? He impersonates the loved one for about 20 seconds in a very distressed state, crying, right? Emotional. It could be anybody's loved one, in my opinion, right? It happens very quick. There's background noise with like police. He has police scanner background noise playing, right? It happens very quick. The victim thinks that she just talked to her loved one briefly, who's all distressed, and now suddenly she's talking to the police officer, right? So I could see how this could fool somebody. And by the way, that the woman that you heard who almost got scammed, it was prevented. She didn't lose anything. The person who made this video was able to get a hold of her and warn her not to give this guy any money. So the elderly lady you heard, she's okay. She didn't lose anything to this scammer. But that's how this scam works, right? And you can see, at least I can see how that scammer impersonates, the loved one and gets away with it. Notice he also mentions, I confiscate her cell phone, don't try calling, right? That's just to try and subliminally get into the victim's mind where it's like, don't try calling your loved one. I took her cell phone. Because obviously if she tries to call, the loved one might answer because she's not really arrested. And did you notice the request for secrecy, right? That red flag we talked about earlier, where he says she's embarrassed about the arrest and asked you not to tell anybody. That's important to keep in mind, right? That's that red flag, the request for secrecy. It was a clever story, a clever trick to try and get you to stay quiet, right? So anyway, that was an example of a grandparent scam. If you're the older folks out there watching, be aware of it. Somebody calls up claiming to be in this situation, right? Be suspicious. Make sure to verify, hang up, do what you got to do. The advice they give for this type of scam is to have a passphrase or code word with your family members, right? That's the advice they give. It's ridiculous that we've come to that in this time, that you got to make like code phrases and passwords with your family members, but that's where we're at. And that's the official advice for this type of scam, if you get a call like this. So, and if you're the younger folks in this situation watching, make sure your grandparents and parents are aware of this scam because they're using you as bait, right? They're using you as bait to steal your inheritance. These scammers are going to steal whatever your parents have in the bank. They're going to try to steal everything they got. Because what these scammers do is first, they'll impersonate the police officer, right? And they'll say, we need money. Then they impersonate court personnel and say they need money. Then they impersonate lawyers and say they need money. And they keep on making up new agencies to impersonate until your grandparents have no money left because they gave it all to the scammers, right? So watch out for this type of scam. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it. Don't fall for it. These scammers are ruthless, right? Next scam we're going to talk about is fake order scams. This is when victims receive a fake order notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal their personal and financial information. Now, look, I don't want you to underestimate how serious this scam is because this is a tricky scam. We're being targeted by phone calls, emails, text messages. It's one of those scams where it's coming from every direction. And it's a tricky scam because the scammer could impersonate any vendor. They could say they're from Walmart. They could say they're from Amazon. They could say they're from anywhere, literally anywhere. They could call. They get the email. The email will say they're from Geek Squad. The email will say they're from PayPal. The email will say it's from McAfee. Right? There's so many variations of this scam because they could literally say they're anybody. They're any organization and any manufacturer, any vendor, right? And then they say you purchased something. We received your order, right? And now they could say anything was ordered. They could say PlayStation was ordered. They could say an iPhone was ordered. They could say a MacBook was ordered. They could say anything was ordered. So that's why this scam is so dangerous. They could call up and claim to be anybody. They could send you an email claiming to be anybody. They could send you a text message claiming to be anybody. And they could claim anything was ordered or any kind of transaction occurred, right? And the whole idea of this type of scam is you get this notification, and the whole point of this entire scam is to trick you into calling to dispute the order. So they include a number that says, call this number if it wasn't you. And of course it's not going to be you, because they just made up some random vendor and made up some random purchase and said, hey, we received your order. If this wasn't you, call this number, right? Victims call the number, and they're already set up in a situation where they call this number, the scammer answers, right? The scammer impersonates whoever the message or notification said it was, right? And it's already set up and framed for the scammer to say, your identity's been stolen. Let's check out your accounts for suspicious activity. Oh, this isn't good. You need to transfer your money and move your money. Here, move your money to this account for safekeeping, blah, blah, blah. And they impersonate agencies that are investigating fraud, and it turns into a whole mess, right? Anyway, I don't want to get too deep into it. It's a very advanced scam where they can impersonate anybody and claim anything was purchased. And the whole takeaway for you, as far as protecting yourself, is to realize that these notifications that you might get claiming an order was placed or a charge went through, you can't trust the phone numbers that they tell you to call, right? Now keep that in mind. You can't call the phone numbers, because that's how the scam works. They're trying to trick you into calling that number. You don't want to press 1 if it's a phone call that says an order was placed. You don't want to press 1 to be connected, because it's going to connect you to a scammer. And I'm going to show you a couple examples here. If it's too much for you or I'm talking too quick, that's okay. We're not done. I'm going to show you some examples and it'll be clear what I'm talking about here. So these fake order scams. First example is this text message. Okay. This text message impersonates Apple. It says, we have noticed that your Apple iCloud was recently used at Apple Store for $143 using Apple Prepay. Right? Then it goes on to say, call this number immediately to cancel this charge. Right. So the whole idea of this is you get this text message. You think that your Apple Pay was used for $143. Right? And the idea is to trick you into calling this number to dispute it. You think you're calling Apple to dispute it, but you're actually calling a scammer. Right? That's how this fake order notification works, right? Once you're on the phone with the scammer, they go into this whole different narrative about your identity's been stolen. They might transfer you to different departments. They might tell you have to secure your account and transfer money. The narrative could vary. The whole point is the fake order portion of this scam, the portion that I want you to be able to identify and recognize, is how you stop this scam from even proceeding, right? So this is the text message version. Impersonates Apple, could impersonate anybody. Don't call the number. Instead, you would check your Apple account directly, see if there really was an authorization, or look up the official Apple number and call the real number. But don't trust a number or a link that comes in some kind of notification like this about an order. Okay, that's just the text message version. But what about the email version? Well, we have a story from a victim here. All right, so here's how the victim story go. By the way, it's a 23-year-old woman, right? The victim. So a lot of the examples I'm sharing with you, they're actually younger victims, right? They're not really the older folks, but older folks still got to watch out, obviously. So what happened to this woman is she received an email claiming that she purchased an iPhone. And then it had a number for her to call to dispute it, right? So in her, she got the email version. The item was an iPhone. And she called the number thinking she was calling Apple to dispute this purchase, right? So she fell for a fake order scam, which was to get her to call this number. Okay. In her case, she was targeted by email. Right? We showed an example of a text message. We shared a story of an email. And what happens to her, let me tell you what happens to her when she calls, because it's fascinating what these scammers do, right? So she falls for the fake order scam. She calls the number to dispute it. She's on the phone with the scammer. She thinks she's talking to customer support, but it's a scammer. The scammer tells her someone is using your identity, right? And then said they were going to transfer her to a person who's the CIA, right? So they transferred to another scammer posing as the CIA. That scammer instructs her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account, right? And then the next day she was directed to use the money to purchase Walmart gift cards and send photos and receipts. Additionally, the woman sent another $500 gift card to the scammers, right? So $4,100 she lost to this fake order notification scam. And she was tricked into purchasing gift cards by these scammers. All right, so red flags, right? The gift cards are the red flags, but also now you're aware of these fake order scams, even getting these types of notifications are the red flags. All right, instead, you want to hang up. You don't want to call back. You don't want to click links, right? Instead, go check your account directly, whoever they're claiming to be. Go check it directly. Do not engage with them. Do not call numbers back. And just to really drive this point home, here's two phone call examples of these fake order scams. All right, two examples I'm going to play for you right now. And the best part about these examples is there's two opportunities to hear me leave myself on mute accidentally again. So the first example I'm going to play for you of these fake order scam phone calls, it impersonates Amazon and claims a MacBook Pro was purchased under your account, right? So let's listen to that example first there.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
Right, so that's the first example of a phone call you might get for a fake order scam. And they tell you to press 1 because if you press 1, you'll actually be connected to a scammer, right? So if you were concerned this was actually real, a real notification, what you would do is you would hang up and check your Amazon account directly or call Amazon directly. But you don't want to press 1 or engage with these scammers or whoever left this call, right? And you can see how they use fear to try and trick you into pressing 1. I mean, you get this call. It says that your account was just charged almost $1,500, $1,499, right? So almost $1,500. It says your account just got charged. So you might react without thinking and press 1. That's how scammers get you. Don't fall for it. The second example I'm going to play of this fake order scam notification is going to impersonate Walmart, and it says a PlayStation was purchased. Let's take a listen to that one.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
So there you go. It's a second example of a fake order scam phone call. That one impersonates Walmart, and it says a PlayStation was purchased under your account. And in that one, it tries to get you to press 1 or callback number shown, right? So I warned you about those red flags earlier when it says callback number shown. Don't trust it. It's a big red flag. But again, going back to these fake order scam phone calls, what they do, they try to trick you into calling back a fake number to dispute the order or pressing 1 to speak to a scammer, thinking that it's customer service. Don't fall for it. Just like all the other scams, you got to hang up, don't engage, and instead verify through official channels if you're concerned that's real, right? So again, fake order scams, watch out for them. They're targeting us by email, phone calls, text messages. I showed you examples, shared stories of each. Watch out for this one. It's a problem. It's circulating. You know what? Medicare scams. This one isn't on the agenda, but I'm going to do it because it should be on the agenda and it's not. Okay, so let's talk about Medicare scams real quick. In fact, I'm going to actually add this for future reference so I don't forget it next time. I'm going to put this under government impersonation. Okay, so these Medicare scams, definitely worth being aware of, right? These Medicare and healthcare scams. What they are is scammers impersonate your health provider or Medicare to steal your private Medicare information or healthcare information. The scammers then process fake claims using your identity, right? Never give your Medicare number to a stranger over the phone, even if they claim to be your doctor. Hang up and call back directly. And this is super important, right? Because these scammers, this is another one of those scams where on your caller ID, they'll show your insurance company, they'll show Medicare's name, they'll show your doctor's name. Right, but it's actually a scammer just trying to get your information, and they'll use these common narratives to try and trick you into giving up your details, right? And so they impersonate Medicare, they impersonate insurance providers, they impersonate your pharmacies, CVS and Walgreens, right? And all of that could show up on your caller ID. So keep that in mind. You always have to hang up and verify. Don't give information to these callers out of nowhere, even if your caller ID says it's someone legit. Don't trust it. Some common scam narratives to watch out for, right? You get one of these phone calls, a lot of times what they'll say is they're offering free medical supplies, right? And then they try to get your personal details. They'll say they're providing a new Medicare card, but they'll say they need to verify your current information to provide that card, right? But it's a trick. Don't give them any details. They'll say that there's updates or changes to your Medicare benefits, and they're going to try to get more details from you, right? A lot of times they're going to ask your birth date. They're going to ask your Medicare number. They're going to ask the date of your service start, right? And sometimes something to keep in mind with not just this scam, but all the other scams too. Scammers know things about us, right? And what I mean by that is there's reports when these Medicare scammers call, a lot of times they've known the last 4 digits of someone's social security number already. So they'll give those last 4 digits to try and convince the person that, hey, this is really Medicare. This is really who we say we are. We know the last 4 digits of your social security number, but that doesn't mean you could trust it. All right. Scammers know these things about us just because they know certain things. That doesn't mean you can trust it. You still have to hang up and verify, right? So watch out for these Medicare scams. The problem with these false claims that get filed, sure, most of them are probably just get covered anyway, right? But the ones that don't, you're suddenly going to get a bill for all these supplies and services that you never even received or had anything to do with because the scammer used your information, right? The scammer used your information. Their goal was for them to get, reimbursed. And you're stuck paying if it's not covered. So anyway, watch out for these Medicare scams. Don't give out any information to anybody, especially if you get a phone call that opens up by saying, we have an important update for you or an important notification for you. Please verify your birth date. Scam. Don't give them anything. Don't trust any call that opens by asking you for personal information. So anyway, that was a little detour. That wasn't on the list of scams to talk about, but it's important, so we talked about it. Let's continue on to the next official scam that's on our list here. We have 2 more left, right? And this one is actually a snail mail scam. Let me bring it up here. It's an inheritance scam. It's a letter. Well, first of all, let me explain how the scam works, and I'll show you the letter example. So, inheritance scams. Victims are contacted with a claim of a large inheritance from an unknown relative. But to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams exploit curiosity and greed to steal money and identity information, right? And look, we see this scam in emails, letters, all right? But here's an example of an actual letter. It's about a year old, still actively circulating. It's in November 2024, so it's a little over a year old, all right? But you can see the letter arrives, actual physical letter in your mailbox. It's got official looking letterhead, has a law office's name, a logo. And it goes on to say that somebody, their client, right, shares the same last name as you. And because they couldn't find anybody else, you're entitled to $10.8 million insurance policy that they had. They died about 4 years ago from COVID, right? And again, they share the same last name as you. They are offering to handle everything for you. They have all necessary documents to expedite the process. And then they make sure to close out the letter by saying this claim requires a high level of confidentiality, right? Red flag. It's a red flag right there. What are they, who are they to tell you not to tell anybody about inheritance? But you see how this letter, they try to convince you have all this money suddenly entitled to you. And what's interesting about this letter scam is that the person it was addressed to, I blurred it out for privacy reasons, but the person it was addressed to, the last name of that person, they made it match the last name of the deceased client, right? So, they paid attention to those little details. They made sure whoever's addressed to, the last name matches the supposed deceased client. How these inheritance scams usually work, they could go in a couple directions. The first direction is they trick the victim into paying fees and taxes on the supposed inheritance first, and then they disappear without ever giving any kind of inheritance. And if you think about the fees and taxes on $10.8 million would probably be a nice little hefty sum. And then the other thing they do is they just use it to steal a person's financial details, right? Banking account information, might use it to open another account or to steal the money out of their account, right? So there's a few routes they could go. But at the end of the day, it's important to recognize that this is a scam if you get some kind of letter like this. We took a few minutes to Google it, right? Tons of people reported receiving the exact same letter, right? Just Google the law office or Google some text from the letter, and there are tons of people got the same letter. The only difference was the name was swapped out to match theirs, right? So if you get some kind of offer out of blue of a giant inheritance, be suspicious. It's a common scam. It's too good to be true. Be suspicious and Google it. You'll find plenty of other people reporting the same scam, just like in this case. So be aware. Don't fall for it. Even if you get a letter right to your mailbox at home, to your front door. That's what they do. Now we're coming up to our last scam here and almost up to the 3-hour point here. How are we all doing this evening? We're live on YouTube, Instagram, and is Facebook still running? Yes, and we're still up on Facebook too. Excellent. We might make it through the whole live stream without Facebook crashing. It's a miracle, people. It's a miracle. Looks like we're good on Instagram too. If you're watching on there, say hi, leave a comment, let me know you're watching. Give us a thumbs up, a like, a follow. We could use all the support we could get. Same thing for everybody over there on YouTube. If you're watching and not chatting, it's all good, but give us some reactions and give us a like and a follow. And hey, say something in the chat too. Don't be shy. I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear what scams you're being targeted with, what scams you fell for, what scams people you know fell for. Spread awareness about these scams. So this last scam we're going to talk about before we go check out the Scam AARP tracker map, because we're not done yet. Still got some more good stuff coming up. Don't go nowhere. But the last scam example we're going to talk about, it's a secret shopper scam, and it's a check scam. Technically, this scam is known as a secret survey gift card scam. But most people would probably know it better as a mystery shopper check scam. And how it works is you receive this letter in the mail, right, and it impersonates Walgreens and CVS. And it says, congratulations, this package contains what you need to complete your first secret survey assignment. And it basically says you've been selected as a secret shopper. And included in the envelope, this is what makes it a check scam, included in the envelope is an actual check, a physical check for $2,480. All right. Now, the letter instructs you to deposit the check at your bank, the check for $2,480. And it says to go purchase 4 gift cards, right? Red flag because it mentioned gift cards. So go purchase 4 gift cards, $500 each. So $2,000 worth of gift cards, right? And it says you keep the extra $480, keep it as your commission. So you're instructed to go purchase these, deposit a check, purchase the gift cards within 12 to 24 hours, and provide the gift cards back to the contact in this letter, right? So you get this letter, it's got the check already in hand, and you're thinking, great, you go, you deposit the check at the bank, it looks like the funds are there, okay, you go purchase the gift card, send it to the scammer, 12 to 24 hours, next day you're sitting pretty all done thinking you made an easy $450, right? Well, what happens, about a day or two later, you get notified by the bank that the check was no good, the $2,400 that you thought was in your account disappears, right? And that $2,000 that you spent on the gift cards, which are already gone, you already sent the pictures to the scammer, the funds are already way gone, right? Now suddenly you are responsible for that $2,000 that you thought would have been covered by this check, right? And to add insult to injury, the bank's going to hit you with a fee for depositing a bad check. And if your account goes into overdraft, they're going to hit you with another fee. So you get scammed by the scammer and scammed by the bank. So watch out for this check scam. And believe it or not, this is a pretty common scam. We actually have a second example here. Same scam. Amount's a little different. This check is for $1,987, and the scam instructs to buy 3 gift cards instead of 4. But still the same idea. Impersonates Walgreens, CVS, comes in the mail, includes a check. What's interesting about these 2 examples is the first example, the scammer he instructs you to purchase either Apple gift cards, Razer Gold gift cards, Nike gift cards, or Steam Wallet gift cards. All right, so that's in the first example of this scam. The second example, this scammer only wants Apple gift cards. All right, so he's a little picky about the gift cards he wants. This is one instruction you get just Apple gift cards. So anyway, you get some kind of letter in the mail and includes a check. That's actually a red flag if it has a check with it, right? It's not a good thing that it has a check from someone that you don't know and weren't expecting. It's especially not good if it came for some job you didn't even apply for, right? So red flags all over this. Don't fall for it. And, gift cards, right? It's another clever example of how these scammers get you to buy gift cards. All right, cool. So we just hit the 3-hour mark. We started streaming at 5:45 p.m. Now it's 8:45, so we've been going 3 hours. We just finished covering all the scams this evening. Let's see how many scams we discussed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, wow, 25 scams. If we want to get technical, I showed you multiple phishing emails too. So if we want to get fancy, we could count those as separate scams as well. So not too shabby, right? 25 scams tonight. multiple examples of most of them. So plenty of examples for you to reference and help you recognize these scams now when you're targeted with them. Important to be aware of. We went over 10 red flags. Help you spot these scams and stop them. Right? Sometimes they're going to be your last chance to stop these scams. So we went over those 10 red flags. If you missed it, we have videos about those too. So check out our YouTube channel. We got the red flag videos. And yeah, hope you found it useful. But we're not done yet. So last thing we like to do on these live streams every week, before we wrap up, we like to check the AARP scam tracker map. We usually spend maybe about 20 minutes on there, see what reports are coming in, and just get an idea if there's anything else worth mentioning, if any trends are starting to pick up, and some scams we need to talk about. And we're also open, the whole time we're open during the live stream, but we're also open for the Q&A or any questions you have in the chat. You know, now's the time. Get them in while you can during the last 15, 20 minutes of the live stream here. And for anybody that just happened to join a little late here or hasn't heard it yet, join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Go to the website, scamaware101.com, hit join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you reminders when we're going live. We'll send you some scam awareness tips and useful information. All right, so it's free to join, scamaware101.com, hit join mailing list. Make sure to follow us, social media, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. We appreciate any follows and likes and subscribers that we could get. So it's a free way that you can help support us, and it really does help get our information out there. All right. And if you want to help out with a few dollars, we'll gladly accept it. We have memberships enabled on YouTube, and we have super chats and super thanks enabled on YouTube as well. So if you want to send a few bucks that way, we appreciate it. You could also donate directly. scamaware101.com/donate. We also have a link on our site, the bottom of our site here, donate or support. And we also have merch available, like this sweet Scamaware 101 coffee travel mug. It's got the nice lid on top, keeps your coffee warm. We have other mugs and mouse pads, water bottles in our gift shop here in our merch store. The link is at the bottom of our website, and it's also on our YouTube channel under the store tab. So it can help support our mission out that way and get some cool merch and gifts for friends here. So there's some mugs, some water bottles, mouse pads. We got stickers, some other cool things. So check it out. Help support what we do over here. Make sure to tune in every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. We do this live stream. So tune in, bring some friends. I hope, I would find it hard to believe that we didn't cover something useful in the past 3 hours, right? And with that said, let's go check out the AARP scam tracker map before we wrap up this live stream. And we have a link to the map right here on our online tools and software page. So if you haven't seen this page yet on our website, check it out. We have some useful links, some discounts on software here too, a bunch of free resources. And the last one listed on that page is actually the AARP scam tracking map. So we click that, bring up the map, make it a little bigger, as you can see. Here we go. Now it's going to ask you if you want to load your location. I'm going to click no because I want to see the reports just coming in nationwide, but the choice is yours in your case, as you can see. So I'm looking at nationwide, and these reports all came in, today. Well, today and yesterday. They might be in the middle of updating them right now, actually, because usually it's 2 days ago, but hey, here's one from today and yesterday. That's pretty quick. So one from today is actually cryptocurrency scams and fraud. They called me yesterday, said they are from Microsoft Security Department for hacking protection. Ooh, this is a good, let's take a look at this. This is a nice report. Let's see if it gives any details on this one. They took my computer remote and showed me different, asked me to log into my bank account, trying to transfer funds to Bitcoin, Coinbase. Oh man, all right. So he doesn't give too many examples, but he gives enough that are worth warning about, right? First of all, he gets the phone call and they impersonated Microsoft. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind with tech support scams too. This is kind of another version of a tech support scam, right? They call you up, they impersonate Microsoft. They claim to be from the Department for Hacking Protection. And then there's the red flag where they took over his computer remotely. They tried to connect, they asked to connect his computer to look into the issue, right? And that's that red flag we warned about letting people access your computer. Somebody calls you up out of blue, they're not going to ask, if they're legit, they're not going to try to access your computer. Don't trust it. And if anybody does, tell them no, because in mind, you already have somebody else to call, right? Don't trust them. And then he mentioned Bitcoin. There's the crypto red flag. So there's red flags in this brief 2 2-sentence description. Just so many red flags. So anyway, nice little report to start out with. Watch out for phone calls claiming to be Microsoft. They don't call you up. Especially some kind of hacking department doesn't call you up from Microsoft. Anybody telling you to buy Bitcoin, don't trust it. See what the next report is. And that one's from today. So, all right, so now we're looking at yesterday's on the 28th. Gift card scams and fraud. I purchased a gift card from Giftly online for $100. My wife attempted to use the card at Raw Store. Okay. So, just watch. If you're purchasing gift cards online, be careful. Especially the resold gift cards. Because what these scammers do is they resell these gift cards and scam people. Let's keep going now. Business imposter scam. They hack accounts and ask for money. I wish they give more details, but yep. Watch out for those scammers that hack accounts and ask for money. That's why we do this. We're here to warn you about them. Tech support and scams and fraud. Okay, this is a good one. So this report came in yesterday. Again, we're on the AARP scam tracker map. Give me some reactions if you're watching. Let me know in the chat. Last chance to get some engagement in here this evening in the live streams. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm looking at you. Hit that thumbs up. Let us know you're there. Let us know you appreciate it. Let's see. This is a good report. The call came up as my bank. There you go. So right off the bat, there's an example of watch out for the fake caller IDs. Right? Caller ID shows your bank. It doesn't mean it's your bank. Came up as a bank fraud alert. They said I had a fraudulent charge on my account. They kept putting me on hold while they were trying to access my bank account. He hung up. He called his real bank. They had to create him a whole separate account and everything because they let him in. And it looks like, let's see, he said he thought it was legit because, there we go. He thought it was legit because the credit union's number, it came up on the phone, right? So this just goes, these bank impersonation scams, one of the main reasons people fall for them is because of caller ID. They don't realize that you can't trust caller ID. So be aware of that. Your credit unions, they're showing them on caller ID. That doesn't mean they are. You got to hang up and verify. Call back directly. Look at the number on the back of your card. Even if it matches the caller ID, you still have to hang up and then call back directly. Let's try out the next page of scam reports here. And again, these are all recent. These are all from yesterday. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. We mentioned these briefly, but important to be aware of. These lottery and fake sweepstakes scams. A lot of people, this is a popular one. A lot of people report this one. He called and said he was from Publishers Clearinghouse, told him I wasn't interested. I hung up and he called me right back. Then he called me on Facebook and started to curse me out. I blocked the number. He called me on another number. Wow. Yeah, these scammers aren't nice. Once you call them out, they're not nice. But this Publisher Clearinghouse one is a very popular one, whether it's on social media like Facebook or letters. Victims receive letters that impersonate Publisher Clearinghouse, but phone calls too. They call up and say they're from Publisher Clearinghouse and say you won. But it works similar to the inheritance scam we just talked about. They try to get you to pay fees or taxes on a non-existent prize or lottery, right? And then they disappear. So watch out for phone calls or emails, anything claiming lottery winnings. Right? You gotta be suspicious and don't get tricked. Other scam type. They called, they asked my name, then immediately hung up. Nothing more. Called them back on another line and goes, let's see what it goes to. Called them back on another line, goes directly to answering system stating user extension 5 is on the phone even at 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Okay, interesting. Called, asked name, then hung up. So, as far as that goes, don't answer phone numbers that aren't in your contacts. There's no reason to. If it's important, if they know you, they'll leave a message, right? But when it comes to phone calls and avoiding scams, don't answer calls from people that aren't in your contacts. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's going to be a scam most of the time. This number, chat, and sent private pictures for friend and need me send money to him. Doesn't look like they give any more details. I would like to know more about this scam. Let's see, but no. This number, chat, and send private. Oh, and need me send money to. Yeah, no. So this what they might be saying is so a common scam is these scammers impersonate people you know. They might create a fake profile on social media and send you a message, pretend to be a friend, or they'll send you a text from a phone number pretending to be your friend, a different phone number, and they'll say that they're in trouble or they need help and they're lost somewhere, right? Or they're stuck in Mexico on a trip or something and they need money, or right. So they make this up. You think it's from a friend. And it sounds like that's what happened in his case. But in his case, he mentions this number chat and sent private pictures for friend. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm going to assume it means something to keep in mind is if somebody's impersonating your friend, they can actually take your friend's picture and quickly generate an AI image, right? So they say, hey, it's me. I'm stuck in Mexico. They generate a quick AI image of them on a beach in Mexico, your friend on a beach in Mexico, using your friend's picture, right? And they say, hey, look, I'm stuck in Mexico. I need you to send me money. I'll get it right back to you. Just because they sent you a picture of your friend literally on a beach in Mexico and they're claiming to be your friend, you still can't trust it because it's that easy with AI. Not sure if that's exactly what happened in this guy's case, but I'm going to say it is and use it as a reason to warn you about that type of scam where they impersonate your friends, whether it's through a text or a fake profile they create. They could even send pictures. Be careful. Follow up to previous personal loan application through American Loan phone call. Yeah, watch out for phone call. I get these voicemails all the time. They're fake loan scams, right? At the very least, they're predatory loans that are gonna get you. Let's see. Dave says the PCH, that's the Publishing Clearinghouse scammers, actually take the names of the executives of the company. The PCH scammers actually take of the actual Publishing Clearinghouse company. Is that what you're saying? So when they reach out, they actually impersonate real people from that company too. Is that what you're saying, Dave? Business imposter scams. Now we're going 2 days back, still recent. Got a call from Chase Bank offering a lower interest rate. Obviously fake as it was my work cell. Let's see again, more details. Because that's what's nice about reading these reports. Sometimes you get some details and it gives you hints of these new tactics, new things that scammers are saying. All right, so yeah, so Dave points out as far as the PCH, as the Publishing Clearinghouse scams go, when these scammers call you or send you letters, contact you, they'll actually use the names of executives that are with Publishing Clearinghouse. So even though they're using the real executive names too, you have to be careful. Can't trust it. So let's see what this bank scam report says. So he gets a call from the bank, claiming lower rate. I said I wasn't free to talk, but could they please give me a phone number? The phone number showing up on my phone was 223. They told me they were using an auto dollar, and if I wanted to call back, to call Sylvester at. Doesn't get any more details, but basically, scammers giving them back a fake phone call, or a fake phone number to call back. And the idea is you call back thinking you're calling the bank, but you're actually calling the scammer. Don't trust it. And we're going to wrap this up in about 2 minutes or so. Let's see how many more scams. We'll wrap up these next 3 scams that are listed here from 2 days ago, and then we'll wrap up the live stream. Let's see. Email received. Action required. Emails on hold due to storage limit. Oh, okay. That's a good example. Yeah, watch out for these phishing scams. They're pretty popular, warning you about storage limits. Whether it's your email storage limit or iCloud storage limit is a popular one. You get these emails claiming that you're running out of space and you need to update or confirm information. Yeah, so don't trust you. Click that link, they're going to install malware on your device or try to steal your login. They'll say your Outlook account was full and try to steal your Outlook login. They'll say your iCloud account was full and try to steal your iCloud login, right? That's how a scam works. And again, that goes back to if you get an email like that, there's no reason to click the link. Just log into your account directly and check. So, good scam report there. Watch out for all the, and again, these are all active scams, all circulating past, these reports are all from past 2 days. Government imposter scam. Receiving call. They say they're the police association. Asked for donations. Number is not active number. Watch out for anybody calling up claiming to be from the PBA or police association. I mean, there's been talk about those associations in general are scams. That's what people are saying. I'm not saying it. I'm saying people are saying it. Don't take it from me. Don't come after me. But be careful with PBA and police association calls asking for donations. A lot of times these scammers, the reason they use the PBA and police as their impersonation is because when people answer, they want them to feel threatened, right? Or feel that they're talking to authority and that they should take it serious, right? So they impersonate the police, even though it's just calling for a donation. It's still that type of authority where it's like people might be swayed to say, yeah, I'll make a donation or I'll pay. So anyway, I'd say if you want to make donations to law enforcement or local police, I don't know any charities off the top of my head, but I would say look into some actual charities and take your time to decide which ones you're actually going to donate to, instead of if you get a random phone call from someone, instead of making some on the spot decision to donate, don't, because you don't know who you're talking to. Are they really from the police association or is scam? Like, you don't know. So anyway, that's a good example of watch out for these. They put it as a government imposter scam. I'm going to say it's more of a charity donation scam, right? Which are important to be aware of, especially when things are happening. Whenever these crises happen, whether it's a wildfire or a flood or some kind of crisis happens like that, the charity scams start popping up. So stay alert and aware for them. And anybody calling up trying to collect money for some kind of charity, don't do anything over initially from right off the phone. Right, do your research and be careful. Anyway, I don't want to drag that point on. Let's see what this last scam is. It could be worth talking. Is going to end on here. Sounds like same guy has called my cell a couple times with different reasons. Said I'd give him a number online to them. Let's see. What does it say? Home related scam. Let's see more details. This is not a good one. We're gonna keep on going until I find a good one to end on. But let's see what this one says. Okay, he's got some details here. Said I'd give my number online to them. Property sale. Well, the problem is I don't own anything but the clothes on my back. I told him I don't own anything at all. He calls a week later saying something about credit for homes and it sucks. Whatever. This scam doesn't give me any details. I'm going to check next page and see, because I want to end on a good scam here. Who's still with me? Let me know if you're watching. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some reactions. Click like if you haven't yet. We're still strong on Instagram, YouTube, and is Facebook still going? Facebook's still going. See if we could hang in there for a couple more minutes as we find one more scam to discuss, and then we're going to wrap this up. So far, so good, though. Okay, let's see. Next batch of scams here on the AARP scam tracker map. Person calling from Chase Bank fraud. Said I had some illegal transactions on my account. Ooh, this might be going. Let's see what the details are. Hope she gives some details. Because this is a good example. When they call up, it's an example of them saying there's something illegal. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. I wish they gave more details, but they gave some interesting ones. Person calling from Chase Bank fraud is a scammer, saying I had some illegal transactions on my account. So sometimes these bank scammers do that. They'll say there's illegal transactions, and they'll accuse you of making the transactions. And then the person even told me my last transactions I had made on my account. How did they know her last transactions? Who knows? But apparently they knew her last transactions, right? So said she believed him for a while. And unfortunately, she didn't give any more details. But there's an example of, they call up, they impersonate your bank, and they scare you by saying there's illegal things happening on your account. Is this you? And then you're like, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything illegal. I swear I didn't buy those guns or whatever they're accusing you of doing, illegally. I'm saying that as a previous New Jersey resident. Now that I'm now I'm in Florida, I guess it's not, there's nothing illegal about buying the guns, but that's a whole nother topic. All right, so that's an interesting scam, but I don't want to stop at that one. We can find a better one, I think. Let's see. Cryptocurrency scam, sent the following email. Robinhood. All right, so Robinhood impersonation scam. That's an investment platform if you don't know, right? So any investment platforms, you get emails, anything to do with them, be suspicious. Scammers impersonate Coinbase, Robinhood, all the banks. Gift card scams. Received the email, said it was for Facebook user privacy settlement. That's a good, interesting one. Watch out for these settlements. Right? These there's lots of companies that are, they do these class action lawsuit settlements for a couple dollars to each person. And you get these notifications. They offer it to you on a gift card, but scammers take advantage of that. And they'll use it. You'll think you're applying for your settlement refund, but you're actually getting tricked by a scam. So we got one more, and then we're going to wrap up here because I'm starting to feel the time catching up on me here. Text warning of possible fraud charges on my debit card. I refuse to give them a PIN number. They had all my info. Okay, this is the one we're going to wrap up on. This looks like a good one. Even though I didn't give much information. Text warning of possible fraud charges on my debit card, right? So it's another bank impersonation scam. This one's by text message. I refuse to give them a PIN number. So at some point they're asking him for his PIN. Who knows if they tricked him into getting on the phone and asked him? That's what I'm assuming, because usually that's what they do. They try to get you on the phone after the text message, right? And they try to get the PIN from you, right? And what they'll do is they'll say they're sending you the PIN. They're trying to log into your bank account, though. You don't realize it. They say they're sending you a PIN. You get that a PIN. Now they access your bank account. That goes back to the red flag, where somebody's saying they're going to send you a PIN code, right? When you give it back, you're actually allowing them to do it. And in this case, it sounds like that's what happened, right? Gets a text message, thinks it's the bank about fraudulent charges, gets on the phone with them. The scammer, impersonating the bank, says, hey, I'm going to send you a PIN to verify it's you. The victim gives the PIN back. They actually just granted the scammer access to log into the bank account because they gave him the PIN. See how that works? Also, what's interesting about this report is it says they had all my info. I wish you put what info they had. But the last report said they knew what charges the person had made, right? So look, lots of reports just in these few that we read of the scammers already knowing info about these people that they're targeting. So always got to hang up and verify. It doesn't matter what they know about you. All right. And on that one, that's a great scam report to wrap up the live stream on. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for our live stream this evening. We started at 8:45, or wish we started. We started at 5:45 p.m. Eastern time, and it is now almost 9:10. 9:10. So you can tell it's starting to get late over here. It is almost 9:10. So what is that? Now I got to do the math in my head. That's 3 hours. Well, almost 3.5 hours. Not bad. Not bad for a live stream, huh? 3.5 hours, jam-packed with scam examples, and we talked about 25 different scams and showed you multiple examples of each: emails, phone calls, text messages. We really try to get the information out there. I know it's a lot, but that's why we do it every week. We want to keep that information fresh in your mind. We want to use the opportunity to show you new examples and look at the AARP scam tracker map, see which scams are trending this week, and then get the info out there to you as soon as possible, right? And that's the idea. That's why we do these live streams. So if you appreciate it, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Join the mailing list. Join the free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. It's the best way to keep up to date with what we're doing. Get reminders about when we're going live. We'll send you scam awareness warnings, right? Follow us on your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, and YouTube. Even if you don't use those platforms, you can hop on real quick, give us a quick like. Appreciate it. It helps, right? But definitely follow us on Facebook and YouTube. That's where we're most active, and we appreciate the likes on the others as well. And one last time, I don't want to make it feel like I'm begging or that I'm pressuring anybody or trying to make anybody feel obligated, but the option is there if you want to help out financially. We'd gladly accept donations. Scamaware101.com/donate. We also got the super thanks enabled and the memberships enabled on YouTube, right? So you could sign up for YouTube membership or use a super thanks to send a couple bucks. We do appreciate it. Don't feel obligated, but it is appreciated. And also we got the merch. Don't forget about the merch. Get a Scamaware 101 travel mug, coffee mug, water bottles. We got them on our YouTube channel store and on our website here under our merch and gift shop. And that's about it, folks. We're going to wrap up this live stream. Again, we do this every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. We go for at least 3 hours. Tonight we went for 3.5. Jam-packed with info. And thank you again to everybody who tuned in. All the familiar faces that tuned in tonight. It was great to see you. If you're still here, I appreciate you all. Dave, John, Katie, Nigella. Who else? Who else joined? I think that was all the regulars, right? Did I forget anybody? I would feel like a jerk if I forgot anybody. But, oh, Liz, that was on. I appreciate you from before. Megan, if you're listening in the background, it's probably past your bedtime, Megan and Bennett. But hey, if you are, appreciate you. And anybody else that tuned in this week, great to see you. Again, join the mailing list, scamware101.com if you're not there yet. And I'm going to wrap up these live streams right now. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. I'm going to close out with our theme song as I get these live streams ended. Appreciate you all. Until next week, stay safe.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer. Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, fat wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scammer 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broken despair. Stay woke, my equal, man, these crooks don't care. Wrong number text, they pretend they know you. Acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears or sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate. You acting all friendly till they ask for a few. Grandparent scam, your grandson's in jail. Send the bail quick or his freedom might fail. Arrest warrant scam, police are on the line. Pay now or else they're taking your time. Fake order text, your package is delayed. You click that link, boom, your data's displayed. They'll call, they'll text, they'll lie, they'll scheme. Play on your fears or sell you a dream. Be alert, my friend, don't take the bait. A second of caution could change your fate.